Chapter 4573. Mr. Xiaoyao gritted his teeth in anger. He did not expect Mr. Lin to have such means. He laughed coldly. Lin Xian laughed. I have means? I think your means should be greater than mine. Aren't you quite good at grafting flowers onto trees? Mr. Xiaoyao's pupils shrank as cold sweat dripped down his forehead. It seemed like Lin Xian had found out about him secretly changing the demonic beast pouch. But why didn't Lin Xian expose him directly? What did he mean by that? Yin Shu frowned. Lin Xian shrugged his shoulders and did not say anything. He believed that Mr. Xiaoyao's actions would be found out soon. Because he did not have the corresponding strength and yet he wanted to put gold on his face, he would lose badly. Sister Xiaoyu, where are you going this time? Xiao Yinshu ignored Lin Xian and asked. Xiao Shiyu said that they were going to hunt some demonic beasts. Really? I have the same idea too. Why don't we go together? Xiao Yinshu was delighted. If the two of us work together, we will definitely gain a lot. Sure. Xiao Shiyu nodded her head. Her relationship with Yin Shu was pretty good. Hence, it was not a problem for them to work together. The two of them walked in front while Lin Xian and Mr. Xiaoyao followed behind. Young Mr. Xiaoyao was extremely nervous right now. He was extremely worried right now. He did not know when Lin Xian would reveal everything that he had done. Lin Xian did not mind at all. He had never treated Xiaoyao as an opponent. This time, he was looking forward to it. He was prepared to control some demonic beasts. After all, he would have to return to Ethereal Peak in the future. At that time, he would have to rely on these demonic beasts to deal with those Grotto Heavens and Ethereal Peak. Walking out of Xiao Clan, they arrived at Shanghai City. The group walked towards the city gate. At this moment, a figure descended from the sky. A terrifying soul pressure shrouded the group. Xiao Yinshu and the rest stopped and frowned. Mr. Xiaoyao looked like he was facing a great enemy. Lin Xian squinted his eyes. What a strong soul power. It seemed like he was an expert. He raised his head and looked ahead. He realized that it was a blurry figure. The aura he gave off swept across the land. Where did this expert come from? People of the Green Clan. Xiao Yinshu frowned. She noticed that the Taoist's eyes were incomparably mysterious, like two sharp blades. This was the eye of blade of the Green Clan. Moreover, there was probably only one person in the younger generation who could cultivate to such a level. Qingchen thinking of this, she coldly snorted, and the soul in her body was like a vast ocean, sweeping through the 9 heavens. Xiao Shiyu, who was at the side, frowned. Why are you stopping us? The blurry figure at the front glanced at the group with a lightning-like gaze. His gaze then landed on Xiao Shiyu. She was indeed worthy of being called the beloved daughter of the heavens. If you are afraid of death, then leave. From now on, you don't have to be my assistant anymore. After speaking, Xiao Yinshu also flew into the air. Young Mr. Xiaoyao was stunned. However, he gritted his teeth and followed. This time he would go. However, from now on, he would definitely avoid Xiao Shiyu whenever he saw her. This kind of genius was not someone he could get close to. At the same time he sneered. Lin Xian was definitely in danger. Lin Xian would be killed one day if he stayed by Xiao Shiyu's side. This way, his secret would not be discovered by anyone. The group of people flew quickly in Shanghai City. Finally, they left Shanghai City. Looking at the endless sea, they continued to fly. This sea was called the Black Sea. It was boundless and was even bigger than a continent. Shanghai City only relied on one part of the ocean, but the monsters and beasts within were already terrifying beyond compare. No one knew how terrifying the depths of the Black Sea were. Legend had it that the monsters in the Black Sea were emperor-level monsters. They were buried in the depths of the sea. However, the distance was too far. Not to mention them. Even the great sage might not be able to fly there. When they reached the sea, Xiao Yinshu and Xiao Shiyu took out 2 demonic beasts. Xiao Yinshu took out a mouse. It had a pair of wings and was constantly fluttering in the air. This was a spirit-seeking mouse. It could find powerful monsters. What Xiao Shiyu took out was a black bug with red spots on it. This was also a spirit beast that could find monsters. Chapter 4574. Lin Xian and young Master Xiaoyao waited silently. At this moment, Lin Xian frowned and looked into the distance. He could not tell. Someone seemed to be coming. Young Master Xiaoyao was stunned. This fella must be joking. Why couldn't I sense it? Xiao Yinshu stopped in front and frowned. What is this fella up to now? However, she soon saw a figure flying over from afar. And there were quite a number of them. Buzz, buzz, buzz. A total of 7 figures descended from the sky and landed on the sea. Their powerful aura suppressed the entire place. The leader was actually a late-stage Saint King, which made Xiao Yunshu's expression change. Xiao Shiyu frowned. If such experts were to go against them, it would be troublesome. Young Master Xiaoyao shouted coldly. We are from the Xiao clan. What are you guys doing? Leave now. He wanted to use the reputation of the Xiao clan to scare these people away. The man looked at young Master Xiaoyao and sneered. You guys are courting death. Is the Xiao clan that powerful? Then he took out the token in his hand. This is? Young Master Xiaoyao's eyes shrunk. Xiao Yinshu exclaimed. Myriad Transformation Sect. You guys are from the Myriad Transformation Sect. That's right. We are from the Myriad Transformation Sect. These 7 men are like gods and demons. Xiao Shiyu took a step forward. Terrifying souls emerged from her body. There were many violets around her, blooming nonstop. They covered the entire place. She asked coldly, I wonder why the fellow Taoists from the Myriad Transformation Sect are looking for us? We are here to help. Young Master Qingchen said that no other men are allowed to be around Fairy Shiyu. Seems like someone is courting death. At this point, a wisp of piercingly cold killing intent appeared in their eyes. Young Master Xiaoyao's face changed and was filled with fear. Damn it! I didn't expect them to take action so quickly. His original plan was to wait until he returned this time before fleeing. But he didn't expect them to come knocking on his door. Lin Xian frowned. Isn't this young Master Qingchen too arrogant? He even wants to get rid of us. Xiao Yunshu's face changed. Although she felt that young Master Xiaoyao was a coward, his strength and talent were not bad. Moreover, the Mountain Sea Colosseum would be arriving soon. She needed such talents. Therefore, he did not wish for the other party to die. She gritted her teeth and said, This is our Xiao clan's matter. Aren't you guys meddling too much? You're wrong. An expert from the Myriad Transformation Sect laughed. Fairy Wu Yu will marry young Master Qingchen sooner or later. Young Master Qingchen has an unusual relationship with our Myriad Transformations Sect. In fact, he will soon become a member of our Myriad Transformations Gate. Therefore, this is also a matter of us Myriad Transformations. How can we not care? A cold smile appeared in the eyes of the Saint King Advanced Stage Leader. This time, young Master Qingchen had promised to give him a late Saint King demonic beast as his mount after the mission was completed. This was a huge benefit, so how could he refuse? Moreover, killing 2 sects was no different from killing 2 ants to him, so he naturally agreed. You can try. Xiao Shiyu snorted coldly. She took out her jade flute and performed the Song of Phantom Sound. Suddenly, 3 demonic beasts appeared around her. The paper vine on their bodies formed an armor for defense. At the same time, a giant demonic ape flew out and roared. It was the black-fire demonic ape that she had just tamed. The black-fire demonic ape roared as soon as it appeared. Many people's faces changed when they saw its terrifying aura. What a terrifying demonic beast. Moreover, it was at the Saint King intermediate stage. They did not expect Xiao Shiyu to be so talented. Xiao Yunshu also summoned the Jade White Lion and other demonic beasts. They covered the sky. This was a beast tamer. They could summon a large number of demonic beasts in battle. They had an innate advantage. As expected, the people from the Myriad Transformation Sect frowned. Especially the Blackfire demonic ape, it was a great threat to them. The leading expert from the Myriad Transformation Sect said with a smile, Don't worry, leave these demonic beasts to me. As for you guys, go and kill these 2 people. I will bring their heads back to young Master Qingchen. After he finished speaking, he waved his hand and the demonic beasts in front of him were all enveloped. The Blackfire demonic ape fought back. However, it was a late-stage Saint King. It was powerful enough to fight against these demonic beasts. The other 4 men from the Myriad Transformation Sect rushed forward and attacked Lin Xian and young Master Xiaoyao. Retreat. Young Master Xiaoyao did not say a word. He took out the blazing divine eagle and flew away. Lin Xian wanted to attack it first. However, after thinking about it, he retreated as well. It was inconvenient to show off some of his strength in front of these people. It was better to wait until there was no one around. At that time, the four of them would know what despair was. Lin Xian's figure flashed as he chased after Mr. Xiaoyao. Young Master Xiaoyao's face turned green. He roared crazily. "Damn brat, can't you run in another direction?" He was mad. If they ran separately, he would at most face 2 experts from the Myriad Transformation sect. But now he had to face 4 of them. The pressure was multiplied. Lin Xian smiled. With a flash, he appeared on top of the blazing godly hawk and said, "I'm here to help you." Young Master Xiaoyao was about to vomit blood. He could not wait to fight it out with the other party. However, he knew that now was not the time. He had to escape. Hence, he controlled the blazing divine eagle and turned into a stream of light. "Do you think you can escape?" Behind him, there were 4 people. They were extremely strong. One of them was a Saint King in the middle stage. The other 3 were Saint Kings in the early stages. The Saint King in the middle stage roared into the sky. His voice shook the 9 heavens as he cut off the escape route. His flaming body trembled and fell from the sky. There were already many cracks on his body. This was the difference in cultivation realms. Young Master Xiaoyao gritted his teeth. He said, "Damn it, I'm innocent. Let me go. It's this brat. He's the one who stayed by Fairy Xiaoyu's side." Young Master Xiaoyao pointed at Lin Xian and roared crazily. "Oh, is that so?" The Saint King in the middle stage blocked Lin Xian. His eyes were filled with killing intent. Since this was the case, he would make him suffer a fate worse than death. "But you? How dare you disobey the orders of young Master Qingchen? You can go to hell as well." After saying that, he waved his hand. 2 figures charged towards young Master Xiaoyao. He then looked at Lin Xian. He wanted to take action personally. "How dare you fight with young Master Qingchen? Be a wise man in your next life." He had an aura that could swallow mountains and rivers. The huge hand stretched across the sky for thousands of miles. It covered the sky and the earth as it pressed down. The endless void tore apart. Buzz. After a single blow, the void was reduced to nothingness. Ah! The people of Myriad Transformation sect laughed. The other party was too weak. If they wanted to kill him, they could do it with a wave of their hands. When young Master Xiaoyao saw this, his eyes turned red. Chapter 45-75. Boom. At this moment, a figure walked out of the shattered void as a cold voice boomed out. "Is this your strength? You're so weak that you can't even break my defense." "What?" The Saint King stage cultivator was stunned as he stared at the figure in front of him. "You're not dead yet." He was shocked. The people around him were also surprised that Yi Shiwen could dodge the attack of a Saint King stage cultivator. "Good lad, you have some strength. No wonder you dare to be so arrogant. This time, you're going to die." The Saint King stage cultivator attacked Yi Shiwen again. His palm was filled with endless law that seemed to be able to disintegrate everything. Lin Xian also made a move. He clenched his fist and turned into a golden light that flew out to fight against the Saint King stage cultivator's palm. The Saint King stage cultivator's eyes widened as he felt that his palm was about to shatter. Although he had the 1000 Transformation Gate secret technique, he couldn't disintegrate Yi Shiwen's strength. Not only did his entire arm shatter, but his entire body also turned into a bloody mist. One punch, and his soul was destroyed. Blood rained down from the sky. The other 3000 Transformation Gate cultivators were stunned, and their faces were full of horror. Dead. He was killed by one punch? Young Master Xiaoyao was so scared that he knelt on the ground. What kind of power is this? It's too heaven-defying. The other 3000 Transformation Gate cultivators' pupils shrank, and their faces became ugly. The 3 of them turned around and fled. This person was too terrifying, and they were no match for him even if they joined forces. Let's call a late-stage Saint King stage cultivator to suppress him. The 3000 Transformation Gate cultivators flew out at an extremely fast speed, and they instantly reached the horizon. However, in the next moment, their bodies were mercilessly torn apart. A sword light flashed, and the 3,000 transformation gate cultivators were cut in half. Then, the soul fire floated out, and the 3,000 transformation gate cultivators' souls were completely destroyed. In the blink of an eye, all 4,000 transformation gate cultivators were killed. Only Lin Xian and the kneeling Mr. Xiaoyao were left. Young Master Xiaoyao's face was full of horror. This person was really too powerful. He had offended Yi Shiwen before, and he even wanted to drive Yi Shiwen out of the Xiao clan. Now he was afraid. He begged young Master Lin, please don't kill him. Lin Xian. Oh. She could do anything? Fine, you said it yourself. His heavenly fate divine eyes appeared in his eyes as he looked at the other party. Then, you will become my puppet. Mr. Xiaoyao's face turned ugly. His eyes shone with a sharp radiance as he tried to defend himself. He was not willing to become a puppet. However, how could he be a match for the celestial secret divine eyes? In a flash, his eye technique was broken. The pain in his soul made him howl madly. A moment later, his gaze calmed down. He knelt on one knee and looked respectfully at Lin Xian, paying his respects to his lord. There was already an imprint in his soul. Lin Xian looked at this scene, and the corners of his mouth curled up as he nodded. Although he didn't like this guy, he might be useful in the future. That was why he had this fellow stay by Xiao Yunshu's side and assist her. Let's go. Lin Xian waved his hand and brought young Mr. Xiaoyao with him as he flew forward. The battle in front was still ongoing. The black fire demon ape stood tall. As it waved its fists, the entire sea was split open. He was an opponent. A late-stage Saint King expert. Even if a few demonic beasts joined forces, they could only fight against him. They were already at a disadvantage. It was very dangerous. What should we do? Sister Xiao Shiyu. Xiao Yunshu's face turned ugly. She couldn't defeat the other party. Moreover, she didn't know if the other two had escaped. Xiao Shiyu was even more nervous. She didn't want anything to happen to Lin Xian. At that moment, two sounds of something breaking through the air could be heard from afar. They all turned their heads and were stunned. The people from Myriad Transformation sect were also stunned. They realized that the two people who had escaped earlier had returned. The two of them were still alive. What was going on? They waited for a while and realized that their men had returned. The late-stage Saint King expert's face darkened. Where were our men? Your people have already fallen. Lin Xian smiled and said. How could it be? The people from Myriad Transformation sect couldn't believe that two late-stage Saint Kings could defeat four of them. Impossible. Young Master Xiaoyao walked out and said. Of course it wasn't us. I don't need to tell you how many demonic beasts there are in the sea. There was a terrifying sea demon. The four of you were unlucky to have been eaten by him. Right now, young Mr. Xiaoyao was already Lin Xian's puppet. Therefore, no matter what he said or did, he would have to listen to Lin Xian's orders. Impossible. The people from Myriad Transformation sect were shocked. Then how did the two of you escape? Lin Xian smiled coldly and didn't say anything. When he returned, he used his heavenly secret divine eyes to look for powerful demonic beasts. He found a powerful one. Moreover, he attacked the demonic beast. The demonic beast was already chasing him. However, he was faster. Therefore, the demonic beast was behind him. Lin Xian didn't say anything. After a while, the sea in front of them suddenly split open. The endless sea surged and a terrifying aura filled the air. An octopus roared at the sky. It flew out. It was 10,000 meters high. It swept in all directions. This scene caused the people from Myriad Transformation sect to change their expressions. Not good. A terrifying demonic beast. Moreover, in the sea, who knew how many subordinates the other party had? If they summoned tens of thousands of demonic beasts to attack, it would be troublesome. After all, the sea was the other party's territory. Damn it. Just you wait. The people from Myriad Transformation sect roared and turned to leave. That's great. Xiao Yunshu heaved a sigh of relief. Then Xiao Shiyu also said, okay, let's go. As they retreated, they used the phantasmal melody to attack. Lin Xian said, don't leave. Don't you want to hunt demonic beasts? This one will do. What? This one? Xiao Yunshu's expression changed. This octopus was even more terrifying than the black fire demonic ape. How could they suppress it? Xiao Shiyu said. Okay, let's try. Then she rushed forward. She was crazy. Xiao Yunshu's face was pale. With her strength, she could only use soul attacks from afar. Lin Xian rushed over and fought with it. His fist directly sent the 10,000-meter-long octopus flying. The octopus roared at the sky and summoned many demonic beasts to attack. A great battle broke out. With Lin Xian's help, the octopus was suppressed. Did they really do it? Xiao Yunshu didn't dare to believe it. Xiao Shiyu was happy. This was great. After she returned this time, she could control it. If she succeeded, then she would be very close to becoming a two-soul beast tamer sacred master. Perhaps she could break through before the competition. Once she broke through to become a two-soul beast tamer sacred master, her confidence would be much higher. Xiao Shiyu, Xiao Yunshu, and the others were resting. Lin Xian said, I'll go to other places to take a look. You guys stay here first. With that, he took the demonic beast bag and left. Chapter 4576. Lin Xian entered the Black Sea and continued to fly. He saw many demonic beasts, but he ignored them all. He was looking for something more terrifying than the Black Sea octopus. Just then he heard a roar from below. It shook the 9 heavens. Even he was shocked. There was something terrifying. His eyes lit up and he flew over. In the next moment, he saw a black figure appear at the bottom of the sea. It had a terrifying aura. It was the Blackwater mystical snake. Lin Xian was shocked. It was also a mutated beast. Once fully grown, it would be terrifying. It was a famous beast in the ancient times. He didn't expect to see it here. From what he saw, it should be very young. The corners of his mouth curled up into a smile as he quickly struck out. The Blackwater mystical snake saw him too. He was only a beginner Saint King, but he dared to attack him. A cold smile appeared in his eyes. He waved his tail. It was like a heavenly blade. Instantly, he mobilized the law of water around him and attacked. This power was really too strong. The Blackwater mystical snake wasn't a mutated beast. It was only a beginner Saint King, but it could easily kill a mid-stage Saint King. Lin Xian slapped out. The 9 suns' divine fire burned and the seawater around him disappeared. The law of water was also resisted. He grabbed the snake's tail. The Blackwater mystical snake roared. His eyes were filled with killing intent. He didn't expect his opponent to be so strong. His body moved as he continuously contended against the attack. Lin Xian clenched his fists and clashed with his opponent. Every attack was like thunder in the deep sea, shattering everything. The beasts in the sea all crawled in fear. After hundreds of attacks, the Blackwater mystical snake retreated. Many of his scales had fallen off and there were cracks on his body. Damn it! His physique was so strong, but at this moment, it was actually injured by the other party. Thinking of this, he gritted his teeth. He roared. The law of water appeared and circled around his body. His 1,000-meter-tall body quickly shrank, until he was only about 1 meter tall. Although his body had shrunk, he was still able to reach a height of 1 meter. Although he was small, his power was more terrifying. It helped him move faster. He turned into countless afterimages and charged over, his speed 10 times faster than before. How terrifying! Lin Xian was also astonished. With his power, even a middle-stage Saint King's body would have long since been torn apart. However, his opponent had only been wounded, and that was all. One could well imagine how powerful the other party's body was. It was even more terrifying than a saint artifact. Now that it was charging over at such a fast speed, it was truly like a sharp sword. Lin Xian stood where he was without moving. He pushed his divine body to its limits, and at the same time, his eyes kept moving. He could clearly track the snake's movements. What he wanted to do was to subdue the other party, not kill the other party, so he had to use his own methods. The Blackwater mystical serpent attacked rapidly. In a flash, millions of attacks landed on Lin Xian. The void around Lin Xian kept splitting apart, making clanging noises. The dark water mystical snake stepped back and sneered. Yi Futian was dead for sure. When he discovered that he couldn't break through his opponent's attack, he was stunned. He was furious and attacked again. Like a black demonic sword, it charged over. However, it was caught by Lin Xian. Lin Xian's lips curled up. His golden eyes looked at the other party. piercing into the Blackwater mystical snake's soul. The Blackwater mystical snake roared. Damn this guy. He was a beast tamer. He wanted to control him. What a joke. He would never allow himself to be controlled by an ant. He let out a furious roar. The power of his bloodline was limitless. All the beasts within thousands of miles all prostrated themselves. This was the pressure of his bloodline. Above the sea, the Black Sea octopus's 10,000-meter-long body also trembled. What happened? Xiao Yinshu was shocked. Did a top-level beast show up? Xiao Shiyu also frowned. What a terrifying bloodline pressure. It must be a mutated species of the world, and an extremely terrifying one. She wondered where Mr. Lin was. Would he be in danger? If such a beast came out, everyone would retreat. Could Lin Xian have encountered one at this moment? She even wanted to go and look for him. However, at this moment Mr. Xiaorao said, "Don't worry. Mr. Lin is fine." As soon as he said that, Xiao Shiyu was stunned. So was Xiao Yinshu. She knew that Mr. Xiaorao had been suppressing Lin Xian before. Why was he speaking for him now? It seemed that something must have happened between the two of them, but she didn't know what it was exactly. The Blackwater mystical snake's bloodline pressure was extremely terrifying. He wanted to use it to suppress Lin Xian. Unfortunately, he was wrong. Lin Xian was unmoved. The golden light in his eyes became even more terrifying. At the same time, Lin Xian also let out a dragon roar. It shook the sky. It was even more terrifying than the bloodline pressure before. The Blackwater mystical snake was completely stunned. His opponent's bloodline was even higher than his? The roar made him feel fear from the bottom of his soul. At this moment, thousands of beasts roared as if they were worshipping their king. Some of the weaker ones even cracked and turned into blood mist. The octopus on the sea almost fainted. Xiao Shiyu and Xiao Yinshu were also shocked. This roar was even more terrifying than before. Could it be that two top-level beasts were fighting? It was unimaginable. After the dragon roar, the Blackwater mystical snake was completely terrified. On the other hand, Lin Xian unleashed the power of his heavenly fortune god eyes, and took control of his opponent. Lin Xian let go of his hand. The Blackwater mystical snake floated there. "Greetings, master." He also spoke. His voice was very young. And it was a woman's voice. "Very well, you can live in the sea for now. When I need you, I will summon you. During this time, try to recruit as many subordinates as you can." Lin Xian gave the order. The Blackwater mystical snake expressed that he understood and turned to leave. Lin Xian's eyes flashed. He did not need the snake now. But once he left this place, when he returned to Ethereal Peak, the snake would become a sharp sword for him. He did not expect a Blackwater mystical snake to be so troublesome. Lin Xian saw that it had been a long time. He was afraid that Xiao Shiyu and the others would come to find him. And the two roars just now definitely attracted their attention. Lin Xian did not recruit any more beasts. He turned and left. On the sea, Xiao Shiyu was extremely nervous. It had been a long time and Lin Xian was still not back. "I'm going to look for him," Xiao Shiyu said. "No, there must be top-level beasts fighting just now. It will be very dangerous for us to go there. And don't worry. That guy is a coward. I bet he won't dare to go there," Xiao Yinshu said. "Is that so? Then where should I go?" At this moment, a voice was heard. Then a figure flew out from the sea. "Lin Xian, you're back." Xiao Shiyu was overjoyed. Chapter 4577. Next, the group continued to move out and captured a few more beasts before leaving. After returning, Xiao Shiyu and Xiao Yinshu separated. They each went into seclusion to prepare to control these beasts. Xiao Shiyu went back and prepared to control the Black Sea octopus with all her might. This was an even more terrifying existence than the Black Fire Demon Ape. Lin Xian said there was no hurry. "Let's adjust to the peak state first, and then prepare to make a move." Xiao Shiyu nodded. She now believed in Lin Xian unconditionally. Taking a deep breath, a sharp light burst out from her eyes, and she began to cultivate in seclusion. Finally, she adjusted her body to the peak state. She stood up and looked at Lin Xian. Lin Xian said, "It's the same as before. I'll help you." Xiao Shiyu nodded. "Thank you. Recently, I've also made a breakthrough in the phantom sound." I'll definitely succeed this time. The two of them began to make a move. On the other side, Xiao Yunshu also went into seclusion after returning. She was also incomparably nervous. This time, she wanted to try to control a beast. This was an electric eel. It was very terrifying. Although it was only 2 meters long, its body was surrounded by lightning and could pierce through the 9 heavens. Moreover, this was an existence that had reached the middle stage of the Saint King realm. Although it had just reached that stage, its aura was incomparably terrifying. Xiao Yunshu's eyes shone with a piercing light. This time, she must succeed. This way, she could become a one-soul saint master. This was an identity that she dreamed of. Xiaoyao, please help me with all your strength, Xiao Yunshu said in a deep voice. She knew that these sects of his were all here to pursue her, especially this young master Xiaoyao. Previously, he had all kinds of solicitude and concern for her. Although she hated it, she had to rely on his strength. Especially this time. Young Master Xiaoyao nodded and said respectfully, Fairy Yunshu, don't worry. I will help you with all my strength. After saying that, he stood there and began to make preparations. Xiao Yunshu was surprised. That's not right. He's completely different from the previous young Master Xiaoyao. This made her puzzled. She remembered that ever since young Master Xiaoyao was chased back, he had changed. He was completely different from before. This made her very puzzled. What happened before? This guy came back with Lin Xian. Could it be that something happened in between? When she thought of Lin Xian, Xiao Yunshu clenched her teeth. That damned bastard, he was so strong. If he could help her, then she would have died. She would definitely be able to become a one-soul beast-controlling sacred expert. Unfortunately, this guy completely ignored her, which made her feel defeated. No, I have to calm down. Xiao Yunshu calmed down. One day later, she was ready to make her move. Endless great Tao surged from the electric eel in front. Terrifying lightning surrounded the 9 heavens. Xiao Yunshu's face paled as she tried to defend herself with the phantasmal melody. At the same time, beside her, the jade white lion also roared towards the sky, releasing a large amount of clouds and mist to resist. Mr. Xiaoyao was assisting from the side. On the first day, Xiao Yunshu couldn't hold on any longer because the power of the lightning was too frightening. However, she gritted her teeth. She was unwilling to give up, so she performed the phantom sound song with all her might. On the second day, her hallucinatory melody had a breakthrough and reached a deeper level. This greatly increased her strength. Finally, she succeeded in subduing the electric eel. The 2-meter-long electric eel flew over and circled around her arm. Endless thunder enveloped her. This time it wouldn't be a threat to her. Xiao Yunshu waved her hand, and monstrous lightning pierced through the void, releasing a thunderous sound. This scene shocked the Xiao clan. Countless people were surprised. What was going on? That was Fairy Yunshu's residence, right? Could it be that she had subdued a powerful demonic beast? A figure flew over, and those elders also flew into the sky, because they felt that the electric eel was also very strong. Many people came to Xiao Yunshu's residence. Among them, an old man asked, Yunshu, did you succeed? This old man had a head of red hair, and was abnormally excited. Yunshu was also happy. Grandfather, I succeeded. I really succeeded in subduing this electric eel. Great, with your current strength, you are already a one-soul beast-controlling sacred expert. The surrounding people were also surprised. Really? Wasn't she on par with Xiao Shiyu? Because the current Xiao Shiyu was also a one-soul beast-controlling sacred expert. Another old man nodded. Yes, she was very strong. Although she wasn't as strong as the Blackfire demonic ape, she wasn't too far off. Yunshu indeed had the qualifications now. Congratulations. The young disciples began to congratulate her. The elders also congratulated the red-haired old man. The red-haired old man and Xiao Yunshu were very happy, especially Xiao Yunshu. He was really excited. This was great. He broke through before the mountain sea battle. This way, he could shine during the beast battle. In the sky, a middle-aged man was somewhat gloomy. Damn it, did Yunshu also break through? First it was Xiao Shiyu, and now it was Xiao Yunshu. This made him gnash his teeth. This was Xiao Shiyu's uncle. At this moment he wasn't very happy. At this moment, a sky-shaking voice came from afar, shaking the 9 heavens. Everyone was surprised. Those demonic beasts also crawled on the ground, and even the electric eel on Yunshu's side. The lightning energy that filled the sky also became dim. What had happened this time? Everyone was surprised and turned their heads to look. An elder exclaimed. That was Xiao Shiyu's residence. This voice. Could it be that she had subdued an even more powerful demonic beast? That's right, I can feel it. The power of this demonic beast is even more terrifying than the black fire demon ape. Let's go and take a look. Countless elders rose into the sky. The young disciples of the Xiao clan were also stunned. No way, how long has it been? Could it be that Xiao Shiyu's strength has become stronger again? As expected of the number 1 sky pride. This was the aura of the Black Sea octopus. Xiao Yunshu could naturally feel it too. He also followed along. At the back of the mountain, the huge Black Sea octopus slowly shrunk until it was the size of an apple. It flew onto Xiao Shiyu's palm. This was great. She finally succeeded. Xiao Shiyu was also happy. This was great, she had finally subdued it again. Of course, this was all thanks to Lin Xian. Before she could even thank him, countless people appeared in her residence. There were young disciples and many elders. Even in the palace far away, a woman flew over. A woman also flew over, her face filled with excitement. Xiaoyu, did you really succeed? This person was Xiaoyu's mother. When Xiaoyu saw her, she also flew over. Mother, I did it. This was great, this was great. The woman was extremely happy, and her face was full of tears. Ever since her father disappeared, she had been suppressed by her family. Fortunately, her talent was very high, and she finally became an elder. And now her daughter showed that she was more talented than her. Chapter 45-78. The third elder from before also came. He looked at the middle-aged woman and said with a smile, Seventh elder, you really have a good daughter. Then he looked at Xiao Shiyu and said, Shiyu, if you have any requests, just say it. The family will definitely satisfy you. That was great. He didn't expect Xiao Shiyu's talent to be so good. This was simply a great thing for the Xiao clan. In the sky, a middle-aged man who was Xiao Shiyu's uncle looked even colder. First it was Xiao Yunshu, now it's Xiao Shiyu. Damn it. Xiao Shiyu turned to look at the third elder and said, Thank you, third elder. But I don't need anything. I feel good now. With Lin Xian's help, she really didn't need anything else. Everyone congratulated him for a while before leaving. At this time, Xiao Yunshu also walked over and said with a smile, Sister Shiyu, congratulations. To be honest, she was still a little depressed. Because she had just broken through and became a one-soul beast-taming Saint Master, which brought her great joy. In her opinion, she wasn't inferior to Xiao Shiyu. She might even be able to surpass her in the future. But she didn't expect that just as she broke through, the other party also broke through and was still one realm ahead of her. This made her know that it would be difficult for her to catch up with this sister. However, she had always been on good terms with Xiao Shiyu, so Xiao Shiyu broke through. She was naturally happy. Thank you, Sister Yunshu. You have also broken through to the beast-taming Saint Master. I think you will definitely shine during the mountain sea beast battles. The two of them chatted for a while. Then Xiao Shiyu prepared to leave. Not long after, she heard Xiao Shiyu say from behind, Young Master Lin, thank you very much this time. I'm going to give you the black fire demon ape, and let it become your mount. What? Xiao Yunshu didn't continue walking. She stopped and turned around. Sister Shiyu, how can you give such a precious beast to him? This kid didn't say anything to you again, did he? After saying that, she glared fiercely at Lin Xian. You brat, are you up to something again? One had to know that the black fire demon ape was a beast even more terrifying than her deep-sea electric eel. Countless people would be jealous. Now she wanted to give it a gate? Lin Xian didn't want it at first because it wasn't of much use to him. However, when he saw Yunshu's expression, he smiled. If he said yes, then I won't stand on ceremony. Then he looked at Yunshu. What, do you have a problem with that? Unfortunately, it's useless even if you have opinions. Yunshu was so angry that she was about to vomit blood. Her face was pale. Damn it, she really wanted to bite him. No, she was crazy. She felt that she would faint from anger if she stayed any longer. Xiao Yinshu quickly left. She truly did not understand why Xiao Shiyu would treat this guy so well. Seeing Yinshu leave, Lin Xian smiled and said, "You should keep the Blackfire demonic ape. I don't need it. Besides, aren't you going to participate in the Mountain Sea trials? It might come in handy. How am I supposed to thank you?" Xiao Shiyu asked. She stared at Lin Xian as a strange feeling arose in her heart. "If you really want to thank me, then get into the top 10 in the Mountain Sea Beast battles." Next, the two of them continued to cooperate and cultivate. Although Xiao Shiyu had broken through this time, she still felt pressured. At least, it would be very difficult for her to defeat Qing Chen, because Qing Chen was already a two-spirit beast tamer Saint Master. It was said that he did not need anyone's help and could control a terrifying mid-stage Saint King beast. He could even control two beasts. His strength was unparalleled. Moreover, he would definitely have a powerful assistant to help him in the Mountain Sea trials. Maybe he could control 3 beasts or more. He would definitely be a strong opponent. Lin Xian's eyes flickered when he heard that. He was indeed strong, but he was not afraid. When the time came, he would let him know the consequences of daring to attack him. Another month passed, and the Mountain Sea Coliseum was already very close. On this day, the Xiao clan became extremely lively because from now on, they would select the people to participate in the Mountain Sea trials. Not everyone was qualified to participate. After all, these people represented their families when they went out. If they were too weak and were eliminated, their clans would lose face. Therefore, every clan would hold a test in advance and let the experts who passed the test participate. This way, the success rate would be much higher. Today was the day of the Xiao clan's test. Those who were prepared to participate moved quickly and headed to the square. It was the same for Xiao Shiyu. She was ready. Today, Xiao Shiyu was wearing a long red dress. It was obvious that she had dolled herself up. She came to Lin Xian, twirled around and asked with a smile, "How was it? Was it okay?" Lin Xian was also stunned. He had to admit that Xiao Shiyu was indeed a peerless fairy. Soon he came back to his senses and said with a smile, "It was not just okay, it was quite okay." Then he said with a smile, "No wonder Qing Chen wanted to marry you. I think anyone else would have made the same decision." "What about you?" Xiao Shiyu asked. Lin Xian was stunned. He did not expect her to ask that. "All right, I'm just kidding." Xiao Shiyu blushed and changed the topic. "Are you going to wear this?" She did not care at all. Lin Xian said, "It doesn't matter. I rely on my strength anyway." "You really know how to brag." Just then a cold snort sounded. Xiao Yinshu walked over. Today, she had dolled herself up meticulously, looking like a fairy. When she heard Lin Xian's words, she was displeased. Why did she want to beat this guy up so badly? "Yinshu, you're here." Xiao Shiyu smiled. Xiao Yinshu said, "Sister Shiyu, let's go." Then, the two of them walked forward. The square was bustling with noise. Today, other than those who were out on missions or in seclusion, everyone else from the Xiao clan was here. They were all gathered here. It was a huge crowd. This was a big event for the Xiao clan. Not only were the young ones here, even the elders were here. Among them were the 10 elders. They were the judges for this event. "Look, Fairy Yinshu is here. Fairy Shiyu is here too," someone exclaimed. Countless disciples of the Xiao clan turned their heads to look in the direction of the voice. The next moment, their eyes widened. They were simply way too beautiful. The crowd consciously opened up a path for the two peerless fairies to walk through. Faced with countless envious gazes, the two of them were calm. These gazes had been with them since they were young. They would be with them in the future as well. When they arrived at the front of the square, the two of them separated and each took a spot. Lin Xian and young Mr. Xiao Yao followed behind. Lin Xian took a step forward and stood beside Xiao Shiyu, causing countless people to exclaim, "Who was this person? What rights did he have to stand beside Fairy Shiyu? That's right. Where did he get the rights from?" Many people gritted their teeth. Someone asked, "Could he be Fairy Shiyu's disciple?" The moment those words came out, everyone was stunned. Didn't they say that Xiao Shiyu had no disciples? Why was she here? Chapter 4579. Third Elder was also surprised. He looked at Lin Xian curiously. He had an impression of this person. He seemed to have seen him once before when Xiaoyu subdued the black fire demon ape. The other time was when she subdued the deep-sea octopus. This guy was there both times. Could it be that he had something to do with it? Was he Xiaoyu's assistant? The others were also surprised. Eldest uncle walked up and sneered. Xiaoyu, don't tell me that this is the assistant you found. Yes, that's right. Young Master Lin is my assistant. He will participate in the mountain sea trials with me, Xiaoyu said loudly. As soon as she said that, the surrounding people were stunned. What? Is that really the case? How could this guy be so lucky? That's right. Who is he? Why haven't I seen him before? Oh, I remember now. It's that guy. During the test, he blocked 100,000 flying swords, and even said that he was here to look for Xiaoyu. At that time, many people sneered and mocked him. They didn't expect him to really do it. So what if he blocked 100,000 flying swords? The mountain sea trials wasn't child's play. Moreover, he was Xiaoyu's assistant. Eldest uncle said coldly. Xiaoyu, the mountain sea trials isn't your own business. It also represents the glory of the Xiao family. I can't believe you. Get someone else. This kid isn't qualified. That's right. Kid, leave quickly. It should be me. Many people around gritted their teeth. Lin Xian frowned slightly. He looked at the middle-aged man and sneered. You're such a busybody. Are you the leader of the Xiao family? Are you a core elder? You're nothing. Do you have the right to speak here? You're courting death. Eldest uncle was furious. He gritted his teeth so hard that they were about to shatter. Detestable brat, a small sect like yours actually dares to lecture me? Do you have the right to speak? If I say he does, then he does. Xiao Shiyu also stood out. The atmosphere between the two parties was a little tense. At this moment, the third elder said, Keep quiet. What are you doing? Eldest uncle snorted and retreated. Xiaoyu didn't say anything. The eyes of the seventh elder, who was the middle-aged woman, flickered. Although she did not know why she would allow such an unfamiliar young man to come, she still believed in Lu Yu unconditionally. Next, the third elder said that all those who were preparing to participate in the mountain sea trials should come forward to sign up. Soon dozens of figures walked out. There were indeed quite a number of people. One could imagine how many geniuses there were in the Xiao clan. However, it was clear that it was impossible for so many people to participate in the competition. The third elder said that those who were unable to control Saint King-level demonic beasts were to leave. As soon as these words were spoken, half of the people immediately retreated. They looked unwilling, but they really didn't have the strength to do so. There were still a dozen or so figures left. The third elder said in a clear voice, Then let the second test begin. Take the tiger demon heavenly thunder drum. 2 Saint Kings carried a large drum and walked over. Even the void kept shaking. This was a terrifying sacred weapon. The moment it appeared, it brought with it an extremely strong soul suppression. The expressions of the surrounding people became grave. They retreated one after another. The other elders formed seals with their palms and formed a barrier around the square, enveloping the participants. The third elder looked around and said, Next, I will activate the Tiger Demon Sky Drum. Those who can withstand 3 attacks can stay and participate in the test. Those who fail will withdraw. After saying that, he slapped his palm on the drum. A terrifying sound of thunder rang out, accompanied by the sound of a tiger's roar that swept out in all directions. This was an extremely strong soul power. Many people in the surroundings instantly felt suppressed. A few figures retreated, vomiting blood and looking pale. Lin Xian was also surprised. This drum was not ordinary. It was obviously made with the skin and bones of demonic beasts. It was extremely terrifying. Only those with extremely powerful souls would be able to withstand it. Among the dozen or so figures, some of them could not withstand it. They were all injured and were rescued by the elders. There were still some people left. These people were trying their best to withstand it. Some of them used terrifying soul powers. Some of them directly used the hallucinatory melody to resist it. Lin Xian also snorted coldly. His eyes shone with a golden light, forming a barrier to resist the sound. Although it was terrifying, it was not a threat to him. A second sound rang out. These people's faces turned even paler. Many of them even retreated. Another voice rang out, and immediately, another figure was sent flying while coughing up blood and fainting. Then, the third elder withdrew his palm and said with a smile, "Very good, you have all successfully passed. You can participate in the next Mountain Sea trials." "Great," Xiao Yinshu smiled. Xiao Shiyu's lips curled into a smile. Lin Xian looked around and realized that other than the helpers from the sect, there were only 5 disciples from the Xiao clan who had successfully passed. The 4 of them smiled, but one of them had an ugly expression. It was a man. At this moment, he shook his head and sighed. Although he blocked it, he fainted when he found the gate. Moreover, he was injured. How could he participate in the competition? Shaking his head, he could only give up helplessly. Without an assistant, his strength would not be able to get a good ranking. In this way, only 4 groups of people participated. Each group had an assistant to cooperate with them. Among them, other than Xiao Shiyu and Xiao Yinshu, the other 2 disciples of the Xiao clan were a woman and a man. That woman was slightly older than Xiao Shiyu, and she was extremely arrogant. Through Xiao Shiyu, he found out that this person was called Xiao Yu. Her father, who was Xiao Shiyu's uncle, was the middle-aged man. Lin Xian was surprised and narrowed his eyes. This Xiao Yu was also very strong. It seemed that the Xiao clan was very deep. The other people looked at the few people who passed the test, and started discussing among themselves. They were incomparably envious. Many of the elders looked at Lin Xian with surprise. They did not expect Lin Xian to pass the test. It seemed that this unfamiliar man was quite strong. No wonder he could get Xiao Shiyu's approval. The uncle's face was cold, but soon he sneered. "Let this kid participate. When the time comes, this kid will definitely die." This was because he knew that Qing Chen would marry Xiao Shiyu after the Mountain Sea Beast trials ended. Not only was Qing Chen strong and talented, but he was also arrogant and bad-tempered. Whoever he liked, he would never allow other men to stand beside her. It seemed that this Lin Xian was definitely unlucky. Letting Qing Chen do it would save him a lot of trouble. After getting rid of this kid and chasing Xiao Shiyu away, no one in the younger generation of the Xiao clan would be able to compete with his daughter. At that time, he would fight for more resources for his daughter. He would even help his daughter become the young clan leader and control the entire Xiao clan. That was his ultimate goal. At this moment, everything was going according to his plan. In front, the third elder smiled and said, "All right, go back and rest. 5 days later, you will participate in the Mountain Sea trials." Not only the Xiao clan, but the other clans were also experiencing a similar scene. Every clan selected a group of experts to participate in the Mountain Sea trials. Chapter 4580. Countless people gathered towards the Mountain Sea Palace. There was a large hall inside the Mountain Sea Palace. It was extremely spacious and could accommodate anyone who wanted to enter. At this moment, there were several figures standing in the hall. The soul auras of these figures were abnormally huge. There were terrifying demonic beasts crawling beside them. These people were wearing Taoist robes with an eye embroidered on their sleeves. It was extremely mysterious. There were different qingchens shining in the eye. The number of qingchens indicated that these people had different identities. For example, a one-soul beast tamer Saint Master had a rune in his eye. At this moment, the people here were all elders of the Mountain Sea Palace. They were extremely powerful. Many of them had 5 runes on their sleeves. This indicated that they were 5-soul beast tamer Saint Masters. There was even a person with 6 runes waving in the eye on his sleeve. His identity was even more terrifying. Apart from them, there was also a young man standing there. This young man was extremely handsome and had a tall and straight figure. If Lin Xian and the others were here, they would definitely be shocked. This was because they knew this person. It was the number 1 genius of the Green Clan, Qing Chen. At this moment, Qing Chen was standing in front of an elder. That elder was sitting on a black tortoise. The soul on his body was abnormally terrifying. There were 5 runes in the eye on his sleeve, indicating that he was a 5-soul beast tamer Saint Master. "Greetings, Master." Qing Chen bowed respectfully to the elder on the black tortoise. The black tortoise elder smiled. Chin-er, you don't have to be so polite. Let me see how strong you have been recently. He glanced at Qingchen and then smiled. Not bad. It seems like you are already an extremely powerful existence among the two soul beast tamer Saint Masters. After this Mountain Sea tournament, come to the Mountain Sea Palace to cultivate with me. I guarantee that you will become a 3-soul beast tamer Saint Master in the shortest time possible. Hearing this, Qingchen's eyes lit up. He smiled and said, Thank you, Master. You don't have to thank me. You are very young and your future achievements are limitless. Moreover, your talent is very good. It is my honor to be able to teach you. He smiled. Elder Xian, I'm afraid it is not possible for you to take away your disciple so quickly. I heard that this little guy is going to marry a proud daughter of heaven immediately after the Mountain Sea tournament. Is that so? The old man from the Black Tortoise was also surprised as he looked at Qingchen. Qingchen smiled. There was indeed such a thing. I want to marry Xiao Shiyu of the Xiao clan, so it was that little brat. Elder Xiangui nodded and smiled. Her talent was not bad and she was a genius. She was indeed worthy of you. However, I heard that it's unlikely for her to get into the top 10. Don't worry, Chen-er. With your strength, defeating her is not a problem. Many thanks for Shizuan's praise. In the distance, the people from the Green Clan also smiled. This was great. The Mountain Sea trials hadn't even started yet, but their number one genius had already obtained the approval of the Mountain Sea Palace's elder, and had successfully become his disciple. This was great news for them. As for the Xiao clan's battle, what a joke. No matter how strong Xiao Shiyu was, she wouldn't be a match for Qingchen. Therefore, there were no surprises in this engagement. After marrying Xiao Shiyu, they would think of a way to swallow up the Xiao clan. At that time, no one would be their match. Just as he was thinking about it, another person walked over from afar. These people were also riding on strange beasts, and their auras were extremely frightening. The people from the Green Clan turned around and smiled. They had come at the right time. The leader of the Green Clan went up with a smile. So it was the leader of the Xiao clan. Long time no see. How are you now? The people who came were from the Xiao clan. The leader was also a middle-aged man with an extremely frightening aura. He was also the leader of the Xiao clan. Greetings, Daoist Qing. The leader of the Xiao clan returned the greeting. Then these older people walked forward. It seemed that they had something to talk about. Only the younger generation were left. The younger disciples of the Xiao clan looked around curiously. Those who came were the participants of the test. As for those who came to watch the competition, they were still behind. The competition would be held here later. Xiao Yinshu looked around with a face full of excitement. Soon, the main hall would be filled with people. Countless experts and sages would be here to watch the competition. And they would compete here. If they succeeded, they would soar into the sky and become famous. They might even be chosen by the Mountain Sea Palace as a disciple. This was an unparalleled honor. In front, the people from the Green Clan walked over. The leader was Qingchen. Qingchen looked at Xiao Shiyu and smiled. Xiao Shiyu, I will marry you very soon. Xiao Shiyu snorted coldly. I have said that you have no hope. Shiyu, do you really think that you can make it to the top 10? It is impossible for you. Qingchen shook his head. She was not qualified. At the same time he frowned. He realized that there was a figure beside Xiao Shiyu. It seemed to be Xiao Shiyu's assistant. What surprised him was that the assistant was a man. Moreover, it was the person he met the last time. Suddenly his face darkened. Didn't I say that you are not allowed to have other people around you? Kid, do you want to die? He stared at Lin Xian. Suddenly, he released a terrifying soul force. The surrounding people were shocked. They didn't know what had made Qingchen so angry. The people from the Xiao clan were also on guard. Xiao Shiyu's face darkened. She said coldly, What do you want? Do you want to fight here? Let me warn you. Don't forget where you are. Lin Xian frowned. This was the third time that this guy had targeted him. He even sent people to kill him. Did he really think that he was a pushover? A cold light flashed in Tali's eyes. Since you want to die, I will fulfill your wish. As he said that, he walked up to Qingchen. The surrounding people were shocked. Who was this kid? How dare he go against Qingchen? Did he want to die? The people from the Green Clan sneered. Xiao Shiyu stopped Lin Xian and said, "This is the territory of the Mountain Sea Palace. We have to abide by the rules. We can't fight here." Lin Xian nodded. "Okay, I will let him live a little longer. After the Mountain Sea trials, it will be his time to die." "Damn kid, this is what I want to say to you." Qing Chen snorted coldly. His eyes were filled with killing intent. No one had ever dared to challenge him. Moreover, he was now a member of the Mountain Sea Summit. He had become a disciple of the Mountain Sea Palace's elder. His status was much higher than Xiao Shiyu's. Not to mention, he was just a mere disciple. It would be a piece of cake for him to kill Qing Chen. "Xiao Shiyu, it was not a wise choice for you to find such a guy. I advise you to tell him to get lost. Otherwise he might implicate the entire Xiao clan. Also you are mine. No one can change that." Qing Chen snorted coldly. His eyes were filled with confidence and dominance. The people from the Xiao clan were on high alert. They had no choice. The other party was too strong. Even Xiao Shiyu looked solemn. Lin Xian, on the other hand, was stunned. Where did he get his confidence from? "You. It's a good thing that you can't fight here. Otherwise, you would be a dead man by now. I will give you a chance. Start running now. After the Mountain Sea trials, run as far as you can. This way, you can live a little longer. Otherwise, once the Mountain Sea trials ends, it will be your time to die." Chapter 4581. Alright, let's not bother about this guy. Let's go. Xiao Shiyu was afraid that the two of them would fight, so she pulled Lin Xian and left. Seeing this scene, the surrounding people were all stupefied, especially the people from the Green Clan. They couldn't believe it. Wasn't this the person that their genius had taken a fancy to? She was actually with someone else. It was unbelievable. Qing Chen's face turned green in an instant. He was about to go crazy from anger. The elders in the distance also saw it. The Green Clan Grand Elder's face darkened. The Green Clan leader even said, "Friends from the Xiao clan, what's going on? I hope you can give us an explanation." The faces of the people from the Xiao clan turned ugly. The Xiao clan leader frowned. "What's going on?" The three elders sighed. "Xiao Shiyu is too young. We'll educate her when we get back." The seventh elder sneered. "Who are you to educate my daughter? What did my daughter do wrong? Moreover, who agreed to it? I didn't agree. My daughter didn't agree to the marriage either." Hearing this, the Xiao clan leader's face turned even uglier. The corners of Drizzle's uncle's mouth curled up into a cold smile. "Great, it seems like I've angered the Qing clan. They'll kill this kid next." Lin Xian and Xiao Shiyu walked away, leaving behind the furious Qing Chen. He swore that he would kill that kid and make Xiao Shiyu regret it. When he shone in the Mountain Sea Beast fighting competition, he would make these two kneel at his feet. At this moment, another person walked over. His appearance attracted the attention of the others. Instantly, many people exclaimed. They forgot about what happened before and stared at that person, discussing. That person should be Mu Linfeng. So handsome. That's right, it's him. Many people's eyes lit up. He was also a top genius. Moreover, he was already a two-spirit beast tamer Saint Master. He was a genius on par with Qing Chen. As expected, even the people from the Green Clan looked solemn. Although their family's #1 genius was famous in Shanghai City, there were 3 other people who could be on par with Qing Chen. One of them was Mu Linfeng, the other 2 were Guyu and Han Qiu. They were all top geniuses. The people of the Xiao clan looked at Mu Linfeng with envy. How great would it be if the Xiao clan had such a top-notch genius? Although Xiao Shiyu was also an incredible genius, compared to these few people, she was still a little lacking. On the other side, Xiao Shiyu was whispering to Lin Xian. Lin Xian also looked at Mu Linfeng. Indeed, he could feel an extremely powerful soul aura from Mu Linfeng. One had to say that Shanghai City had many beast-taming geniuses. Mu Linfeng's eyes were also very mysterious. He must have mastered some kind of powerful eye technique. Things were getting more and more interesting. He wondered how strong the other 2 top experts were. At the same time, he also understood why Xiao Shiyu was so worried. It would not be easy to get into the top 10 among such people. This was because these were only the geniuses on the surface. There were still some hidden geniuses who might soar into the sky. In addition, there were some people from other clans whose strength was not weaker than Xiao Shiyu's. It would be extremely difficult for him to fight his way out of this place. However, Lin Xian was confident that with his help, they would be able to sweep through everything. Who were those people? Lin Xian was surprised. He was not paying attention to the younger generation, but to the few elders whose aura was abnormally terrifying. Even he felt his hair stand on end. Xiao Shiyu also looked over and said, "They were from Shanghai Palace, and they were elders of Shanghai Palace. They should be 5 spirit beast taming saint masters. They could control late-stage Saint King beasts. They could even control peak Saint King beasts. Their strength was extremely terrifying." Shanghai Palace? Indeed, they lived up to their reputation. Lin Xian's eyes shone with a cold light. At the same time, the elders of the Mountain Sea Palace also frowned slightly as they looked in their direction. What was going on? The people of Green Clan were surprised. The elder frowned slightly. His sharp eyes flashed. It seemed that an eye technique expert had arrived. However, he did not know where he was hiding. The other elders of Shanghai Palace were also surprised. They did feel an extremely shocking soul power just now. This time it was really interesting. They hoped to meet some interesting dark horses. Then the other beast taming clans arrived one after another. They bowed to each other, and then greeted the people of Shanghai Palace. At this moment, more powerful people arrived. Their auras were incomparably terrifying, and their laws were overflowing. They were not beast tamers, but other terrifying laws. Obviously, they were not beast tamer clans, but other sections. Countless people were surprised. Xiao Shiyu's pupils shrank. She said that they were from Wanhua clan. Lin Xian looked over carefully. As expected, they felt a familiar aura from them. It was said that Wanhua clan practiced the Wanhua divine technique. It was a very magical, unique technique that could break down any power. This technique made people despair. Lin Xian had seen it before. It was indeed magical. In addition to Wanhua clan, some of the big sects around Shanghai Palace had also arrived. They were here to watch the Shanghai Beast fights. Every Shanghai Beast fight was a ranking of the Beast Tamer clans in Shanghai City. They had close cooperation with these Beast Tamer clans. Naturally, they were very concerned. Not long after, another exclamation was heard. A woman walked over. This woman had a fierce aura. She was one of the top geniuses. Her name was Hanqiu. Her appearance also attracted a lot of attention. Speaking of which, Hanqiu's reputation was even above Xiao Shiyu's. 3 top geniuses had already appeared. There was still Guyu. Was he not here yet? Countless people were surprised. At this moment, a voice came from afar. Guyu walked over. He was wearing a black robe. He was like a ghost. It was very strange. He was very fast. Not only that, everyone was shocked to find that there was a pair of eyes embroidered on his sleeve. It was very strange. And there were 3 runes in the eyes. 3 Soul Beast Tamer Master. God, how was this possible? The surrounding people were all stunned. Even those geniuses were surprised. Xiao Shiyu's pupils shrank. 3 Soul Beast Tamer Master was too strong. He was even more terrifying than Qing Chen. One had to know that Qing Chen was only a 2 Soul Beast Tamer Master. In his opinion, no one in the younger generation could become a 3 Soul Beast Tamer Master, but the other party did it. It was over. Who would be a match for the other party in the Shanghai Beast fights? Qing Chen's face also turned cold. He did not expect that the other party would break through before the fight. It was really despicable. He gritted his teeth. On the other side, Hanqiu's eyes were also flickering with a ferocious expression. The people from the big sects around were also surprised. Many of them had already started to prepare to befriend this person after the fight. Chapter 4582. Those Beast Tamer clans were even more envious. At this moment, an elder of the Mountain Sea Palace walked out. He waved his hands, and thunder rumbled in all directions. The entire palace fell silent. Hundreds of millions of warriors looked forward. Elder 7 spirits looked around. Then he smiled and said, "Welcome to the Mountain Sea Palace." I now announce the start of the Mountain Sea Beast trials. All participants will enter the square in front. His words were very simple. After he finished speaking, many people walked up. At the same time, formations and enchantments appeared around them. They shrouded the entire square. Everyone else sucked in a deep breath. The people from those clans had also come. They were all watching, incomparably nervous. They wondered how far the geniuses of their clans could go. Elder Seven Spirit said, "You have 2 days for the first round of the competition. In 2 days, you will successfully subdue a sacred king-level monster. Those who complete the task within the specified time will advance to the next round. Otherwise, you will be eliminated. Now you have 30 minutes to prepare. The competition will begin in 30 minutes. As soon as these words came out, the surrounding people all took a deep breath. This was within their expectations. After the time it took for an incense stick to burn was up, a spatial crack opened above the square. Then countless figures of demon beasts walked out. Each of them was extremely terrifying. They roared as soon as they appeared. Everyone found that these monsters were chained. Apparently, they were suppressed by the people of the Mountain Sea Palace. The beast tamers taking part in the competition took a deep breath. They looked up and were about to look for a beast to suppress. At this moment, Elder Seven Spirit said, "The competition will begin now." As his voice fell, the chains of law in the sky kept breaking apart, and one demonic beast after another charged over. What was going on? Countless people were shocked. What was going on? They all looked at the Mountain Sea Palace. An elder of a clan said, "Is there a problem with the formation and the chains?" The elder of the Mountain Sea Palace said with a smile, "There is no problem. Everything is happening in the competition. In this competition, the chains will not be used to suppress the monsters. Instead, they will be controlled while they are free to move." What? As soon as these words came out, the surrounding people were stunned. The difficulty had more than doubled. It had even increased by several times. One had to know that normally, when they controlled demonic beasts, they would use array formations to seal them, and use laws to suppress them. Then he began to control it. Although it might not succeed, it wouldn't be too dangerous. But now it was different. These demonic beasts had no restrictions. Once the control failed, it was very likely that he would be injured or even killed. Sure enough, the faces of the contestants inside the formation also turned ugly. Why didn't you tell us in advance? If they knew, they could have made such preparations in advance. The upper elder of the Mountain Sea Palace said loudly. Every true beast tamer had to go through hardships. Besides, the Mountain Sea Palace doesn't want good-for-nothings. If they can't even pass this test, they won't be qualified to be a top-level beast tamer. He was even less qualified to join the Mountain Sea Palace. If you're afraid of death, say it now. I'll give you a chance to leave. But from now on, you won't have any chance to enter the Mountain Sea Palace. A loud and clear voice rang out, and everyone in the square fell silent. They gritted their teeth. How could we give up? That is, we are the hope of our family, and we will not give up. These people had been through hundreds of battles. Although the situation was beyond their expectations, they would not give up just like that. Xiaoshi, you also looked serious. Mr. Lin, you have to be very careful from now on. At this moment, a figure walked out from beside her. It was Qingchen. Qingchen said, "Shiyu, be careful. If you can't hold on, you can ask me for help. I won't let you get hurt." After saying that, he laughed loudly and walked forward. There was also a man beside him. The man's energy was also extremely terrifying. He was Qingchen's assistant. Damn it. What an arrogant guy. Xiaoxiu gritted her teeth, but she still looked forward. Those people around did not act rashly. They were all thinking about how to tame that demonic beast. However, Qingchen did not care at all. He rushed forward directly. A demonic beast in front of him dashed forward. Qingchen sneered. "It's you. Do it." Then the man in black armor next to him formed a seal with his palms. Immediately, 2 mountains were formed and slammed forward. The 2 mountains were tens of thousands of feet tall. They tore the sky apart. They suppressed the demonic beast in front of them. That godly eagle kept shaking, letting out crazy roars. Endless thunder appeared on its body. The demonic beasts around were also furious. They wanted to charge forward. At this moment, Qing Chun stepped forward. Endless blade light appeared in his eyes. He slashed forward. The other demonic beasts were terrified. They felt the suppression of their souls. Even the contestants around turned pale. Eye of the blade. It was terrifying. Many demonic beasts were scared away. Qing Chun walked down and looked at the godly thunderbolt hawk. He started to use his eye technique. He was controlling it. It was so powerful. Countless beast tamers exclaimed. Then they all started to act. Someone took out a scroll and formed a space enchantment to trap the demonic beast. Someone also extended his soul hand to suppress everything. A terrifying energy erupted. Divine light flashed in the sky. Seeing the people around him, they were shocked. Lin Xian looked around. He first stared at Qing Chun. He had to admit that Qing Chun was indeed strong. His eye technique was especially sharp. The controlled thunderclap godly hawk let out a roar and kept shaking. Obviously, this was a very overbearing control method. Even if it succeeded, the godly thunderbolt hawk's soul would be injured. Its power would be greatly reduced. Under normal circumstances, beast tamers would not do this, because it would cause the demonic beast to lose its strength. But now Qing Chun did not care. In order to be the first to complete the task, he used such a harsh method. Besides him, the people around him also used various methods. Some used soul eye techniques. Some used sound attacks. Some used soul superpowers. They really used all their methods. It made people gasp in amazement. At this moment, many people were shocked, because they found that Guyu was also attacking. He was alone. He did not need any help. He formed a seal with his palms. Endless laws formed a space enchantment. It enveloped a rainbow butterfly. Then he threw out a ball of soul flame and started to burn the butterfly's soul. The rainbow-colored butterfly frantically tried to defend itself, letting out a terrified roar. It looked like it could not hold on at all. He was too strong. As expected of a three-soul beast tamer Saint Master, there was no problem in controlling such a demonic beast. He could do it easily. Outside, the people from those clans were also discussing. The people of the Green Clan smiled. Apart from a few people who could pose a threat to Qing Chun, the rest of them were no match for him. Chapter 4583. The Saint Kings from the Thousand Transformations sect also laughed. As expected of young Master Qing Chun, the #1 genius of the Green Clan. He was indeed strong. With his talent, it would not be a problem for him to become a top beast tamer in the future. It seemed that their cooperation with the Green Clan could continue. The elders of the Green Clan were also very satisfied. They laughed. That was for sure. The leader of the Green Clan also nodded. This kid's achievements in the future will definitely surpass mine. Unfortunately, that Xiao Shiyu did not know what was good for her. She actually went with someone at this time. How ridiculous. Just wait and see. She will pay the price. The leader of the Green Clan looked at Xiao Shiyu and Lin Xian with a cold light in his eyes. At this moment, there was a change in the square in front of them. The rainbow butterfly roared and surrendered. Everyone was surprised. That was fast. How long had it been? He had already subdued it? As expected of a beast tamer with 3 souls. Soon, with a roar, the thunder condor also surrendered and crawled under Qing Chun's feet. Qing Chun's lips curled into a smile. Not bad. They were not that far apart. The elder of the Green Clan nodded. Next, Muling Feng, Han Xiao Guyu, and the others also completed their subduing. They were very fast, far faster than the others. They were the most outstanding ones in the first echelon. The elders of the Mountain Sea Palace also nodded slightly. Not bad. The first place would probably be one of them. Elder Feiyu, you acted fast. You actually took Guyu as your disciple. Many people looked at a woman and said with a smile. Their eyes were filled with envy. Elder Feiyu was also a beast tamer with 5 souls. He laughed. Of course I acted fast. Otherwise, when the competition was over, you would all be fighting for supremacy. Indeed, the elders of the Mountain Sea Palace all had their eyes on these top geniuses. They all wanted to take them as their disciples. However, Guyu and Qingchen had already become disciples of 2 elders. Only Mu Lingfeng and Han Qiu were left. Out of these 2 people, they had to snatch one. The other elders looked around. There were so many of them. It must be a fierce competition to get 2 of them. They had better look at the other geniuses. At this moment, someone revealed a look of surprise. This little fellow was not bad. The one who spoke was an old woman. She had a head full of silver hair and looked very benevolent. At this moment, she was staring at a beautiful figure. This was the illusory sound song. It seemed like she was from the Xiao clan. If he guessed correctly, she should be the #1 genius of the Xiao clan, Xiao Shiyu. Elder Xiangui also turned his head and smiled. That's right, he is engaged to my disciple. However, even though you're the #1 genius of the Xiao clan, you're still lacking compared to my disciple. When he said this, his eyes were filled with pride. Is that so? How come I didn't see it? Elder Yanluo laughed. Although she had a head full of white hair, her face was like that of a 20-year-old woman. It could be said to be very magical. She said. Things had not reached the final step, so it was better not to jump to conclusions too early. If he could get into the top 10, perhaps there was no need to continue this engagement. Elder Yanluo, it's not that I want to criticize you, but do you think highly of her? However, it was impossible for him to enter the top 10. Elder Black Tortoise snorted. Below, Xiao Shiyu still did not know that the elders of the Mountain Sea Palace were fighting for her. At this moment, she took a deep breath, took out her jade flute, and began to perform the illusory sound song. What she wanted to subdue was an owl with 6 heads. It was a very strange and terrifying demonic beast. Lin Xian walked up and slapped at the owl. His huge hand swept through the air and enveloped the owl with 6 heads. The owl roared, and its 6 heads shot out fire, lightning, and hailstones. It was obvious that it was proficient in many types of laws. In front of the golden hand, everything was useless. It was directly suppressed to the ground. This scene caused many people to be surprised. This little guy's physique was not bad. To be able to withstand so many laws, he seemed to be a body-tempering expert. Discussions broke out one after another. The people of the Xiao clan were also surprised. It seemed like they had underestimated Lin Xian. Qing Chen's eyes flickered. He had already completed his task, so he stood aside to watch the battle. When he saw Lin Xian's strength, a glint appeared in his eyes. This person's physique was not ordinary. He asked the man in armor next to him. Black Armor, can you tell what kind of physique he has? Black Armor looked at him and frowned slightly. He could not tell unless he attacked with his full strength. Qing Chen shook his head. So what if he was strong? He could not be compared to him at all. If he wanted to kill him, he could use his demonic beast to tear him into pieces. Lin Xian suppressed the 6-headed owl. Xiao Shiyu quickly moved, and the illusory sound song turned into an attack to control it. Now that she was a 2-soul beast tamer, it was not difficult for her to control this owl. As expected, she succeeded in a short while. The owl surrendered. Seeing this, the people of the Xiao clan laughed. Great, Xiao Shiyu succeeded. Xiao Shiyu's uncle looked gloomy. Soon he laughed because he saw his daughter Xiao Yu had succeeded as well. There were 2 people left. They looked down. Xiao Yinshu was very serious. She had just broken through and became a 1-soul beast tamer. Now that she encountered such a situation, she was naturally nervous. At this moment, she was staring at an Arctic crocodile. The crocodile was emitting a strong chill that froze the world. Beside her, Mr. Xiaoyao used 2 soul hands to suppress it, and she used the illusory sound song with all her might. In the meantime, she felt the chill and frost formed on her body, but in the end she succeeded. The Arctic crocodile surrendered under her feet. That's great. She had succeeded. Turning around, she saw Xiao Shiyu had also completed her task. The 2 looked at each other and smiled. Xiao Shiyu said, Sister Yinshu, do your best. Let's continue. Xiao Yinshu nodded. She looked at Lin Xian with shock in her eyes. She saw Lin Xian's attack earlier. She was surprised by his physique. It was stronger than she had imagined. Such a terrifying owl that knew 6 types of laws was suppressed by Lin Xian with 1 slap. It could not resist at all. What kind of power was this? This despicable guy had been hiding his strength all this time. Sister Shiyu, you can do it. You can definitely enter the top 10. Xiao Yinshu took a deep breath. With Lin Xian's help, Xiao Shiyu's chances were very high. At this moment, a cold laugh was heard. Sister Yinshu, you're really ignorant. She has no chance. Even if she has a chance, it's me. I'm the #1 genius of the Xiao clan. Lin Xian heard this and turned around. He saw a slender figure. It was Xiao Yu. The corners of Lin Xian's mouth curled up into a smile. It seemed that there were indeed many people who overestimated themselves. Shaking his head, Lin Xian ignored the other party. Chapter 4584. Lin Xian said without turning his head. You're not qualified to be our opponent. Let's go. He and Xiao Shiyu walked to the side. Xiao Yu gritted her teeth. Damn it, I'll prove it to him. I'm the strongest. A day passed by very quickly. All the demon beasts returned to the space crack with the sound of thunder, and disappeared without a trace. Only those that were successfully subdued were still crawling at the feet of the crowd. Elder Qi Ling walked over and said, Those who failed, please leave. Nearly half of the people left. They were very excited before coming, but now they had to leave dejectedly. They didn't expect that they couldn't even pass the first round. The people around were also surprised. Some of them were geniuses. They were usually very strong. They didn't expect that they would be defeated. Some elders shook their heads and sighed. It was different from when they were subdued. Usually the environment was very good, so they didn't have to worry. But now they had to worry about the attacks of other beasts. Naturally, their efficiency was greatly reduced. It seemed that they didn't have enough training. Next, everyone had the time of an incense stick to burn to recover. After that, Elder Qi Ling walked over again. He said that the second round of the competition would begin. This time, they had to subdue 3 beasts, and only the top 50 could successfully advance. They also only had 1 day. As soon as he said that, the people around went crazy. Although half of them were eliminated, there were still nearly 300 people left. Now more people would be eliminated. Only 50 people would succeed, and they had to subdue 2 or 3 beasts in 1 day. The difficulty had more than doubled. Many people's faces turned ugly. It was too difficult. It was more difficult than they imagined. Xiao Yinshu's face turned ugly. She had just become a one-soul beast tamer. With her strength, subduing 3 beasts wasn't a problem. But to do it in 1 day, she couldn't do it. Not to mention her, few people could do it. They didn't expect the second round to be so difficult. Xiao Yinshu sighed. It seemed that they could only fight with their backs against the wall. Xiao Shiyu also took a deep breath. This time, there might not be 50 people who could complete it. It seemed that they had to show their true strength. She looked at Lin Xian. Lin Xian nodded. Don't worry, I'll do my best to help you. Following that order, the 300 or so people who had succeeded once again attacked. The demonic beast cracks in the sky appeared, becoming incomparably terrifying. This time, there were even more of them than before. Each and every one of them roared at the sky. Just the terrifying aura alone was enough to make people feel as if they were facing a great enemy. Not to mention that they had to dodge the attacks and control them at the same time. Furthermore, they had to control 3 demonic beasts at the same time. Among them, a figure soared into the sky. A huge barrier sealed everything. His terrifying gaze turned into a blade, cutting everything. The crowd cried out in surprise. It was Qing Chun. He was really strong, like a god among the demonic beasts. Did you see that? Those demonic beasts saw him. They all backed down. Exclamations of surprise could be heard. So powerful. His speed had increased by several times. He estimated that the time he could control the demonic beast would be even shorter than before. It seemed that he had indeed not used his full strength before. Many people cried out in surprise. Elder Black Tortoise laughed. As expected of my disciple. Then he looked at Xiao Shiyu and said, It seems that the difference between the two of them is like heaven and earth. This Xiao Shiyu is not worthy of my disciple. What was he being so arrogant for? No one could say for sure until the end. Elder Yin Luo snorted coldly. She could not stand the smug look on his face. She said, I think this Xiao Shiyu is not bad. Why? Do you want to take him as your disciple? I advise you not to do so. Elder Black Tortoise sneered. Elder Yin Luo still wanted to say something, but at this time, there was a change in the square in front of them. An earth-shattering roar could be heard, followed by a terrifying explosion. 2 figures flew out and vomited blood. There were more than a dozen people around them who were affected. Everyone looked over and sucked in a breath of cold air. It turned out that the demonic beasts were angry. The 2 of them had ugly expressions on their faces. They were seriously injured. Previously, they were controlling the demonic beasts. They were too anxious and controlled 2 demonic beasts at the same time. The 2 demonic beasts were angry and attacked them, causing the surroundings to shake. The 2 of them were seriously injured, and the people around them were also affected. Xiao Yunshu was also affected. This time, she controlled a cheetah with 3 heads. It was abnormally terrifying. She carefully controlled it, but she did not expect the demonic beast in front of her to roar. The 3 cheetahs in front of her were also angry. They attacked her with their claws. She quickly dodged. Although she was not injured, she was still affected. Moreover, the control effect from before had completely disappeared. It would be much more difficult to control them again. Damn it. Xiao Yunshu gritted her teeth. She was not very confident in the first place. Now after this incident, she had no chance at all. Thinking of this, she was so anxious that she was about to cry. In the distance, the people of Xiao clan saw this scene and shook their heads and sighed. The red-haired elder sighed. It was too difficult for Xiao Yunshu now. Lin Xian naturally saw this scene. His soul power was very strong. He had a panoramic view of the situation in the square. When he caught sight of this, he controlled young Mr. Xiao Yao and had Xiao Yao say something. Young Master Xiao Yao walked over and said in a deep voice, "Fairy Yunshu, although you have failed this time, it is an important experience for you in your life. From now on, you will have a deeper understanding of beasts. Moreover, you will be able to watch the process of others controlling beasts. No one's life will be smooth sailing. Wind and rain will only make people stronger." Xiao Yunshu was stunned. She looked at young Master Xiao Yao and said, "Thank you. I understand." She took a deep breath. She did not control the 3 cheetahs anymore. Instead, she pushed them far away. She knew that if she continued, it would be futile. Rather than that, she might as well admit defeat. Xiao Yunshu was not the only one. There were more than 10 people like her. They knew that they were no match for them, so they decisively gave up. Xiao Yunshu came to the back to watch the battle. She looked at Xiao Shiyu. She was probably the only one in the Xiao clan who could succeed. Sure enough, Xiao Shiyu fought steadily. She controlled a demonic beast. The phantom melody covered the sky and covered the ground, enveloping her opponent and attacking his soul. The demonic beast in front was a rhinoceros. It had purple runes on its body. It was abnormally terrifying. Its strength was so great that the sky and earth cracked. However, it could not escape from Lin Xian's palm. Not only that, Lin Xian suppressed the purple rhinoceros with one hand. Then the surrounding demonic beasts that rushed up were all slapped away by him. The situation was like swatting flies. Xiao Yunshu was shocked. These were all Saint King-level demonic beasts. However, they were easily slapped away by the other party. Moreover, there was more than one of them. His strength was heaven-defying. Chapter 45-85. The others were shocked as well, including the people from the Xiao clan. This kid's physique was simply too strong. Even the eyes of the Mountain Sea Palace's elders lit up when they saw him. Elder Yin Luo nodded. Xiao Yu was lucky to find such a helper. It seemed that there was still hope. Elder Xian Gui frowned. But soon he stopped paying attention to it because his disciple had completed his task. The 3 demonic beasts were groveling at his feet. Qing Chen was like a god, looking down at everyone. Great. Elder Xian Gui laughed happily. This time, Qing Chen's speed was faster than Gu Yu's. He was the first to complete his task, which attracted many people's attention. The clan leader of the Green Clan also laughed. Great, he was so happy. At this rate, he might be able to get first place. Qing Chen stood there with a confident smile on his face. He glanced at Lone Moon and snorted. So what if Lone Moon was a three-soul beast tamer? He had a strong helper who was not weaker than Lone Moon. Then he looked at Xiao Shiyu. Seeing that Xiao Shiyu was still doing her task, he snorted. Just wait and see. When he successfully ascended to first place, he wanted to see how these two people would be able to contend against him. As expected of young Master Qingchen, he was indeed powerful. The expert from the Myriad Transformation clan laughed. People from other clans and sects also congratulated Qingchen. Congratulations to the clan leader of the Green Clan for having such a good son. I think young Master Qingchen is going to get first place this time. Hearing those people's congratulations, the clan leader of the Green Clan laughed. The people of the Green Clan also held their heads high. Soon, roaring sounds came from the front. Guyu had also completed his task. Then it was Han Qiu, Mu Lingfeng and a few others. They had all controlled 3 demonic beasts. Although they were a little behind, they were not too far behind. Their strength was almost the same. Until the end, no one would know how the rankings of these people would be decided. However, other than these few people, it was impossible for the others to complete the task. Because these few people were far ahead of the others, the families of these few geniuses heaved a sigh of relief. Great. The people of the Xiao clan looked solemn. Qingchen and the others belonged to the first group. Xiao Shiyu was the number 1 genius of the Xiao family, but in the entire Shanghai city, she belonged to the second tier. At this moment, the competition was still ongoing. There shouldn't be a problem. The 7th elder looked at his daughter's serious expression and took a deep breath. The others were also nervous. Eldest uncle, who was speaking softly, had a sneer on his face. He knew that Xiao Shiyu was going to be in trouble. Not only her, but Lin Xian beside her was also going to be in trouble, because these two people had offended Qingchen. With the strength that Qingchen had displayed, it was very likely that he would be able to obtain the first place. At that time, if the other party were to make a move, the two of them would not be able to escape death. This way, he would be able to get rid of a great enemy without having to do anything. Thinking of this, first uncle was very happy. Time passed slowly. There was only 1 day left. Most of the day had passed, and the sun was about to set. During this process, quite a few people failed, coughing out blood and suffering injuries, retreating in dejection. Of course, there were also some who succeeded, and they were very happy. There were even more who were still working hard. They had a high chance of succeeding, but if they were not careful, they might fail. Xiao Shiyu was in such a situation. The beasts in front of her were being suppressed by her palm, and she was continuously performing the hallucination song. From the start till now, she had not stopped. To her, this was a huge drain. This was because the soul resistance of these beasts was very scary. She was affected, but luckily, she did not have to worry about the other beasts. This was because any beast that dared to come close would be slapped away by Lin Xian. Lin Xian said, "Don't worry, this is the last one. There's still time. We can definitely pass." Xiao Shiyu nodded and did not say anything. However, she was very grateful. With Lin Xian here, she felt that he could do anything. Countless people were paying attention to this battle, especially those from Shanghai Palace. They had to select some geniuses from here for each battle. Naturally, Qingchen and the other 3 experts were chosen. Moreover, there was no problem for these people to enter Shanghai Palace. However, as for the others, they were also observing. At this moment, a cloud floated up from afar, and there was a young man on it. He sat there lazily and looked down. His gaze swept across the area. It seemed that there were many experts this time. That was the number 1 genius of the Green Clan. He was really arrogant. Did he think that he was number 1 now? The young man looked at Qingchen and snorted coldly. Then he looked back. Mu Lingfeng was calm and composed. It seemed that he still had a trump card. This Han Qiu was also mysterious. It seemed that he had not used his full strength. This person was a little interesting. When the young man looked at Guyu, a smile appeared on his face. I finally understood why he did not need any help. The people around were very surprised to hear this. Who was this person who could level the world? When they saw the 5 runes in the eyes of the young man's sleeves, they were all stunned. He turned out to be a 5-soul beast tamer. The elders of the Mountain Sea Palace also saluted him. Greetings, Elder Ruochen. This made those from other sects even more shocked. These people were also 5-soul beast tamers, but they were so respectful to this young man. It was not hard to imagine how terrifying this young man's strength and status were. Elder Ruochen nodded slightly and looked around again. When he saw Lin Xian, his eyes lit up and a smile appeared on his face. Not bad. Interesting. Although this young man was not a beast tamer, his physique was really amazing. He should be famous for his super strong physique. To be able to hire such a person as a helper. He looked at Xiao Shiyu and nodded slightly. Although she was not as good as Qing Chun and the others, she was still in the process. However, she did not make any mistakes from the beginning to the end. It seemed that her soul foundation was very deep, and her talent was not bad. If she was trained well, she would be a strong person in the future. More importantly, he could see that Xiao Shiyu was much younger than Qing Chun, Lone Moon, and the others. The experts of Shanghai Palace around were surprised. Elder Ruochen thought highly of Xiao Shiyu. It was really incredible. Elder Ruochen said calmly, "Just look around." Suddenly, he looked at Lin Xian with a trace of surprise in his eyes. Then he sensed carefully, and a smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. Interesting. It was getting more and more interesting. It seemed that it was hard to tell who would win this time. The elders around were all stunned. Elder Xingui said, "Elder Ruochen, do you really think highly of Xiao Shiyu? It was not even possible for her to enter the top 10. Yes, she was too young. She might have a chance next time." Another elder next to him said. Chapter 4586. Elder Black Turtle's expression changed. Of course, I don't dare to refute Elder Ruochen. But forgive me for my ignorance. I really don't see how they can win. The other elders were also discussing. Then they asked Elder Ruochen to give them some advice. Elder Ruochen stood on the cloud. The corners of his mouth curled up into a smile. Although he had the appearance of a youth, he was an old monster. He said with a smile. His focus was not on Xiao Shiyu. Xiao Shiyu was not bad, but it was a little difficult for her to get into the top 10 this time. She was at the top of the second echelon. As she grew older, she would definitely be in the top echelon. As soon as he said that, everyone nodded. That was what they thought. That was why they thought Yi Xian would not get into the top 10 this time. Was there a problem? At this moment, Elder Ruochen changed the topic and said, "But the assistant next to him is not ordinary. With his help, this time, I think it will be very interesting. I don't know how far he can go." The assistant next to him? Countless elders looked at Lin Xian. Lin Xian was suddenly surrounded by soul pressure. The monsters in front of him were all lying on the ground. Everyone was surprised. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. Although he did not look back, he could sense that the elders of the Mountain Sea Palace were looking at him. Thinking of that, he smiled. Did they notice something different about me? Looks like there are really strong people in the Mountain Sea Palace. Xiao Shiyu's face turned pale as well. However, she soon felt that the elders had retracted their gazes. "We didn't see anything." Elder Black Turtle and others were confused. Elder Ruochen said, "It's normal that you can't see anything because this guy is hiding very well." After saying that, he did not say anything else. Instead, he sat cross-legged on the cloud. He was surprised. Although he was also a beast tamer with a martial soul, he was much stronger than Elder Black Turtle and others. Therefore, he could see that Lin Xian not only had a super strong body, but also a terrifying soul. However, the moment he looked at the other party, just as he wanted to see through the other party's secrets, he discovered that there was a pair of golden eyes above him, looking down at him as if warning him. That was an eye technique. Not only that, it was an extremely powerful eye technique. Although the young man in front of him wasn't a beastmaster, he had a pair of incomparably mystical eyes. If this pair of eyes were to explode with power, it would be unimaginable. Controlling demonic beasts would not be a problem at all. That was why he said that no one knew the final outcome. Everything depended on Lin Xian's performance. The surrounding elders became even more curious. They all knew about Elder Ruochen's side. The people that he thought highly of were all top-notch experts. He was probably even stronger than Qing Chun and the others. Just you wait, he will soon reveal his true strength. This time, there were 4 participants from the Xiao clan. Among them, Xiao Shiyu and Xiao Yu had successfully passed the second round. Xiao Yunshu and Xiao Ning were defeated. The people of the Xiao clan were discussing. The clan leader also said that half of them had successfully passed the second round. It seemed like there was a high chance that the Mountain Sea Palace would take a liking to them. Eldest uncle sneered. Xiao Shiyu's talent was already at this stage. She would definitely be defeated in the third round. The glory of the Xiao clan depended on her daughter. If her daughter performed well, there was a high chance that the Mountain Sea Palace would take a liking to her. At that time, she would really soar to the sky. However, the people of the Green clan didn't think so. The Xiao clan was simply too weak compared to them. Qingchen walked over and looked down at them. Shiyu, did you see that? Although you are also a 2-soul beast tamer, you have just completed it. Moreover, you have too little experience in battles. Usually, you have the help of those clans. Now that you are in a real battlefield, you won't be able to go far. So just admit defeat. If you beg me and I am in a good mood, I can give you a way out. Moreover, I will kill this kid. Qingchen was like a high and mighty emperor. Do you know the difference between you and a fly? Xiao Shiyu said coldly. You are more annoying than a fly. After saying that, she turned around and left. Lin Xian looked at Qingchen and sneered. Do you really think you are number 1? I am afraid you are not qualified to be arrogant in front of me. Seeing this scene, Qingchen clenched his teeth. Qingchen gritted his teeth so hard that they were about to shatter. Just wait, the third stage was coming soon. After it ends, he will let these two know what despair is. Chapter 45-87. Finally, the day was over, and those demonic beasts once again returned to the spatial rift. Elder Qilin walked out and looked at the people in the square below. There were only 45 people left in the square, not even 50 people were left. One could only imagine how terrifying the second stage was. Those who had completed the second stage looked solemn. They knew that there would be a tougher competition waiting for them. These 45 people were all experts among experts. None of them were weak. However, they still had to choose the top 10. Only the top 10 would be chosen by Shanghai Palace. It seemed like the following competition would be even more exciting. Elder Seven Spirits looked down and said, in order to give you guys some motivation, I've decided to announce the rewards that our Mountain Sea Palace has carefully prepared this time. Hearing this, many people's eyes lit up in anticipation. There were many families in Shanghai City, but the strongest was still Shanghai Palace. They had been around for so long that no one knew when Shanghai Palace had been around. It seemed like Shanghai Palace had been around ever since Shanghai City was built. For such a terrifying and ancient sect, the prize must be amazing. Everyone was looking forward to it. Elder Seven Spirits' voice rang out as the reward for the first place. It was a unique soul technique, the seal of life and death. Hearing this, many people were in an uproar. The family members of the beast tamers were envious because they had heard that it was a terrifying soul technique. Only people in Shanghai Palace had it, and it was very rare. Only a small number of elders could cultivate it. They did not expect it to be taken out as the prize for the first place. The seal of life and death, as the name suggested, could allow one to live or die with a thought. It could be said to be a terrifying soul technique. As expected, the Green Clan and Xiao Clan all stood up. Especially the Green Clan, they were extremely excited. If Qingchen could get first place, the seal of life and death would be theirs. On the square, Qingchen's eyes shone brightly. No matter what, he had to get the seal of life and death. Beside him, Guyu Mulinfeng, and Han Qiu's eyes shone with a terrifying light. This thing, they will also fight for it. That was because to them, it was a supreme treasure. As for the others, they could only be envious. First place was too far away for them. The reward for the second place was a Saint King Grade Soul Saint artifact. It was equally terrifying. After obtaining it, coupled with his soul energy, his strength would increase exponentially. The reward for the third place was a demonic beast. It was a demonic beast. Furthermore, it could grow. Once he grew up, he would be incomparably terrifying. He would definitely be the most valiant assistant. The rewards for the top 3 were unparalleled, and any one of them could cause a storm in Shanghai City. In particular, the seal of life and death was something that countless people yearned for. Apart from the top 3, the rewards for the top 10 were also very generous. In short, it was enough to make everyone jealous. When the atmosphere calmed down, Elder 7 spirits spoke once more. Also, to be able to get into the top 10, they were all top geniuses. In that case, no one will be able to touch you. You will receive the protection of the Mountain Sea Palace. Once these words were spoken, everyone cried out in alarm again. This was equivalent to a life-saving talisman. The Mountain Sea Palace was the only overlord. None of the beast tamer clans dared to offend them. Therefore, it was everyone's dream to receive such treatment. Hearing these words, Xiao Shiyu's eyes lit up. If she could get it, even if she left her clan, the Green Clan would not dare to touch her. They would also not let her get married. Therefore, she had to get into the top 10. The other people were also discussing spiritedly. At this moment, Elder 7 Spirit spoke once more. It seemed like the rewards were not over yet. As expected, Elder 7 Spirit spoke. Apart from these rewards, those who intend to get into the top 10 may be noticed by the elders of the Mountain Sea Palace. They may even take you in as a disciple. Join the Mountain Sea Palace. The people in the square took a deep breath. To be able to join the Mountain Sea Palace was a great honor. Their status and strength would soar to the heavens. As expected of the Mountain Sea Palace, any reward that came out was enough to make people jealous. The surrounding spectators were also discussing. They had already started to guess the top 10 rankings. The top 3 would be from Qingchen, Guyue, and the others. However, the top 10 was not so certain. Everyone looked hopeful. However, they did not know how to compete in the last round. Elder 7 Spirits said, "The last round will take a long time. We will release the demonic beasts in 10 days. This time, the demonic beasts will be from the early stage of the Saint King realm to the late stage of the Saint King realm. You will try your best to control the strongest demonic beast you can control. Then you will compete. The rankings will be based on your victory and defeat." Next, Elder 7 Spirits spoke in more detail about the competition. Everyone was shocked. This time, not only did they have to control the demonic beasts, they also had to fight with them. It was indeed the Mountain Sea Battle Beast. This was the most important part. Lin Xian also took a deep breath. Are there still battles? He nodded slightly. In that case, the rankings were based on the level of the demonic beasts they could control and the results of the battles. If they could control a late-stage Saint King realm demonic beast. If others could not control it, then there was no need to compete. They would be first. However, no one present could control a late-stage Saint King realm demonic beast. No matter how powerful Qingchen and the others were, they could only control a mid-stage Saint King realm demonic beast. In that case, they would have to compete. Xiao Shiyu took in a deep breath as well. Her future would depend on the ranking this time. As long as she could get into the top 10, she would not need to get married. Otherwise, she would end up in a miserable state. Therefore, this was a battle with her back against the wall. Lin Xian walked over and said, "Don't worry. With my help, you won't have a problem getting into the top 10. In the end, this battle could finally make him take it seriously. Next, everyone started to recover. A day later, everyone stood up. The enchantment around them became even more terrifying. And a crack appeared in the sky again. This time, a terrifying aura descended from the sky and swept in all directions. There were not only mid-stage Saint King realm demonic beasts, but also late-stage Saint King realm demonic beasts. The late-stage Saint King realm demonic beast was called the Golden Spiritual Beast. It was surrounded by golden light. It brought with it great power. It was like a supreme overlord. It came to the sky and roared. The demonic beasts around it all left. No one dared to approach the space where it was. In the square, those beast tamers also took a deep breath. They felt a great pressure. Chapter 4588. The jade flute in Xiao Shiyu's hand shone brightly. Apparently, She was going to exert her strongest power this time. Terrifying notes surrounded her, carrying the aura of the Great Path. A sharp glint appeared in Lin Xian's eyes. He was looking forward to this battle. On the other side, a shocking light appeared. Everyone felt pain in their souls. The green eyes were terrifying. It was Qing Chen. Was he going to use his eyes of the blade? Many people looked over in surprise. Qing Chen's eyes were cold. Not only that, a mirror appeared in his hand. It was also a soul-sacred artifact. It seemed that Qing Chen was going to use his full strength this time. Qing Chen's power surprised everyone. They were talking about it. Those from the Thousand Transformation clan laughed. It seemed that young Master Qing Chen was very close to becoming a three-soul beast tamer. He could break through at any time. Those from the Green clan laughed. They were right. Qing Chen was very talented. It would not be a problem for him to become a three-soul beast tamer. And he would definitely become a five-soul beast tamer in the future. Besides Qing Chen, Guyu Mu Lingfeng, and others were also in their best condition, ready to attack. They looked around and started to look for monsters. Their targets were monsters in the Middle Sacred King realm. And they were all exotic beasts of heaven and earth. They were very terrifying. At this moment, someone exclaimed. Those from the Xiao clan were also shocked. They found that Xiao Shiyu was moving. She was walking toward a giant monster. That giant monster was black. It had a terrifying aura. The surroundings were shaking. It was like a divine dragon. But it was not a divine dragon. It was a Jiao dragon. A Jiao dragon of destruction. It was a terrifying monster with infinite power. It could destroy everything. Although it was not a real dragon, it was still an exotic beast of heaven and earth. Its power was so strong that it shocked everyone. It stood there like an overlord. Other monsters did not dare to approach it. Even those beast tamers did not dare to attack it. They did not expect that Xiao Shiyu was going to subdue this Jiao dragon of destruction. It was incredible. Dragons were the top divine beasts. They were very terrifying. Those related to the Dragon Ball were also terrifying. They were very difficult to control. But now the other party had actually made such a choice. Exactly why? Could it be that the other party had been hiding his strength? The seventh elder was incomparably nervous. She knew that Drizzle was staking everything on this one throw, fighting with her back to the river. However, it was truly too risky. First Uncle sneered. They were really overestimating themselves. Didn't they see that young Master Qing Chen and the others didn't choose the Destruction Flood Dragon? Did she think that she was more powerful than young Master Qing Chen and the others? I think she knows she won't get into the top 10, so she wants to take a risk. Failure was inevitable. The third elder and the others also sighed. It seemed like Xiao Shiyu was really too anxious to have actually made such a wrong choice. The other beast tamer clans were also discussing. They were not optimistic about Xiao Shiyu's chances. On the Mountain Sea Palace's side, Elder Black Turtle also laughed. Wasn't this Xiao Shiyu too blind? The idea was good, but with her strength, could she control the Destruction Flood Dragon? He shook his head. He didn't believe it. It carried the aura of dragons, and it also carried the power of destruction. It was extremely difficult to control. If he tried to forcefully control it, there was a high chance that he would be injured or even killed. The other elders also shook their heads and sighed. Even Elder Yin Luo frowned. Was there really no hope? However, Elder Ruochen, who was sitting on the cloud, had a smile at the corner of his mouth. Was he going to fight? It seemed like he was going to show his real strength. Little brat, let me see your true strength. He looked at Lin Xian with anticipation. The other beast tamers on the square also noticed it. Xiao Yu shouted coldly. This Xiao Shiyu was really too stupid. She was definitely going to win this time. She would prove to the clan that she was the strongest. Qing Chen also sneered at this scene. He ignored her and continued to choose his beast. Xiao Shiyu walked up and took a deep breath. Then she said to Lin Xian next to her. She was going to fight. Lin Xian nodded and followed her. In front of them, the Destruction Flood Dragon in the sky was looking down at them. When it saw two humans daring to approach it, it instantly became angry. A roar shook the 9 heavens. Everyone felt their blood boiling, as if their bodies were about to split apart. It was too scary. Were they really going to fight such a beast? This definitely angered the destruction flood dragon. The flood dragon next to it stretched out its dragon claws and clawed downward. It was like an ancient demon mountain. Even a mid-stage holy king would be turned into a bloody mist instantly. This was not good. The people from the Shao clan were shocked. The third elder said, although the destruction flood dragon had just broken through to mid-stage holy king, its bloodline and laws were too unusual. It was much stronger than ordinary mid-stage holy king beasts. Xiaoyu was in danger. Everyone had the same thought. Xiao Shiyu's face was pale. She felt a huge pressure. At this moment, she used her laws to defend herself and formed a barrier. Many cracks appeared on the barrier instantly. Young Master Lin, I'm counting on you. She could not defend herself, so she could only rely on Lin Xian. Don't worry, leave it to me. Lin Xian walked out. Looking at the dragon claws descending from the sky, he threw out a palm strike. Boom. The whole sky was shattered. The terrifying energy roared in all directions. The giant dragon claws were pushed back. The destruction flood dragon let out an angry roar. At this moment, everyone was stunned. One punch. He actually forced the destruction flood dragon to retreat. What kind of strength was that? Many experts from different clans stood up, their eyes filled with shock. The people from the Shao clan were equally shocked. The third elder gasped. He actually blocked it? The first uncle gritted his teeth. Damn it, he realized that he was wrong. From the beginning, he had neglected this young man. He actually had such terrifying strength. He actually blocked the attack of the destruction flood dragon. This way, the other party really had a chance. The seventh elder smiled. As expected of his daughter, her eyesight was really good. The people from the Green clan were also shocked. Who was this person? Where did he come from? Quickly go and find out. The clan leader's eyes flashed. No wonder Xiao Shiyu dared to resist previously. It turned out that she had found a body tempering expert. But soon he sneered. So what if this young man was strong? So what if he could fight against the destruction flood dragon? Was it enough to control this flood dragon? He did not think so. Even if it was suppressed, it could not be controlled. So compared to them, it was too far. Haha, there was nothing to be afraid of. These experts from the Green clan laughed and sat down. But in the next moment, they jumped up. The smiles on their faces froze. All of them were shocked. Below, after Lin Xian succeeded, he attacked again. He clenched his fist and punched towards the destruction flood dragon. Chapter 4589. He actually injured the destruction flood dragon. Countless people were shocked. They couldn't believe it. Fighting and injuring were two different concepts. The destruction flood dragon's body was so strong that he could break through its defense. This person's strength was much stronger than they imagined. The Green clan was dumbfounded. The Mountain Sea Palace's elders were also stunned. This was a hidden expert. No wonder Elder Ruochen valued him so much. Not to mention them, even Xiao Shiyu was shocked. She knew that Lin Xian was strong, but she didn't expect him to be so strong that he could even injure the destruction flood dragon. Thinking of this, she took a deep breath and her eyes lit up. That's great. If that's the case, her chances will be much higher. Behind them, Xiao Yunshu as a spectator, was stunned when he saw this scene. What kind of strength was this? She actually underestimated such a person. Thinking of this, she felt her face turn red. What right did she have to look down on him? Suddenly, she remembered that when she tested him, he only caught 3 demonic beasts. Young Master Xiao Yao caught 10 demonic beasts. She was very doubtful now. She asked Xiao Yao who was next to her. You were the one who secretly tested him, right? Young Master Xiao Yao was already under Lin Xian's control, so he answered honestly. That's right. Those 10 demonic beasts were not caught by him, but by young Master Lin. Sure enough, Xiao Yunshu sighed. Why was she so stupid? She didn't realize it. If he had been nicer to her, would she have stayed by his side? In that case, she would have been able to participate in the 3rd round. Thinking of this, she was extremely disappointed and regretful. Apart from her, the others were also stunned. The Green clan couldn't believe it. Was this Xiao Shiyu's trump card? They were a little nervous. The Green Clan leader said coldly, "Don't worry. No matter how strong he is definitely not Chun-Er's opponent. Just wait. When Chun-Er reaches the peak, he will definitely suppress them. He will send them all to hell. With such an assistant, it would be no problem for them to reach the top 10. Elder Yin Luo smiled. Elder Black Tortoise snorted. "So what? No matter how strong he can't be compared to my disciple. Don't be so arrogant." Elder Yin Luo gritted her teeth. She prayed that Xiao Shiyu could defeat Qing Chen and trample him under her feet. She looked ahead carefully. Lin Xian swept through everything in his path. The destruction flood dragon was sent flying. It was completely suppressed and could not resist at all. Xiao Shiyu rushed forward and hurriedly used the illusory sound song to control it. So fast. It was suppressed. Elder Black Tortoise couldn't believe it. The corners of Elder Yin Luo's mouth curled into a smile. However, at this moment, someone said, "Look, it seems that the solitary Yu courtyard is about to succeed." Everyone was surprised and turned their heads to look. Guyu was standing in the air. His powerful soul energy swept through everything. In front of him, there was a ferocious tiger covered in flames. It was a strange tiger, extremely terrifying. However, at this moment he seemed to be unable to withstand the extraordinarily strong soul pressure. "Impossible!" Elder Black Tortoise exclaimed. "How could Lone Moon be so fast?" In the second round, his disciple was the first to complete it. Could it be that Lone Moon was still hiding his true abilities? Another elder said. Guyu was a three-soul beast tamer after all. He had more trump cards than that. The elders looked at it carefully and were shocked beyond words. Why do I feel the power of two souls from his body? What was going on? Many people were shocked. Even the experts from the other sects felt it. They were all surprised. At this moment, Elder Ruachin said, "You are right. He has two souls. Does a person have two souls? No wonder he doesn't need an assistant." Those from the Mountain Sea Palace were stunned. How rare was this? A genius with two souls. His soul energy was much stronger than ordinary people's. No wonder he became a three-soul beast tamer at such a young age. This was his real trump card. Once he used the power of two souls, who could be his opponent? At this moment, roars could be heard from other places as well. It turned out to be Mu Linfeng. Mu Linfeng was also going all out at this moment. An ancient voice appeared from his body as if it had traveled across time and space. He had a black drum in his hand. He kept beating it, bringing with him a power that could suppress everything. The King Kong ape in front of him was also shaking. It seemed that it would not be long before it was completely subdued. Everyone was exerting their power. No one dared to relax. In front of Qing Chun stood a monster with terrifying runes all over its body. It was called the Giant Demon Statue. It was very terrifying and was known for its great strength. At this moment, the giant demon statue's eyes showed a crazy look. Its soul was attacked by the blade. At this moment, the giant demon statue roared at the sky. Its power shook heaven and earth. Many people were sent flying and vomited blood. Run. The monster is going to be angry. Such a scene had occurred before. Is it going to happen again? Everyone was shocked. Is Qing Chun going to fail? Everyone was nervous. But soon, they found that was not the case. The blade in Qing Chen's eyes seemed to have materialized and pierced through heaven and earth. The giant demon statue could not bear the terrifying power at all. That was why it went crazy. However, after the crazy attack, the giant demon statue's eyes shone with a blue light. It was completely subdued. Boom. The giant demon statue came in front of Qing Chun and knelt on the ground. Qing Chun's body shook and stood on the giant demon statue. He waved his hand. The giant demon statue stood up and roared at the sky. The terrifying power almost froze everyone's chi and blood. It was too strong. It was ridiculously strong. Guyu also succeeded. The strange tiger roared at his feet, and the flames of the 9 heavens burned. After him, Mu Lingfeng and Han Qiu also succeeded. They stood on top of the monster. One of them was a diamond ape that tore the sky apart. The other one was a sea demon statue that was surrounded by an endless sea. The 4 great experts controlled the 4 great demonic beasts to roar madly, shaking the 9 heavens. As a result, the surrounding people's chi and blood became unstable, and many of them were sent flying while vomiting blood. Damn it! What are you doing? Someone shouted. However, Qingchen snorted. What am I doing? I'm cleaning up the trash. You guys are not qualified to stand with me. After saying that, he continued to activate the monsters. The surrounding people were pale. Damn it! They did not expect this guy to be so arrogant. The people of the Xiao clan were also nervous. At this moment, first uncle roared and stood up. His expression was extremely unsightly. Under the impact of the roar, Xiaoyu vomited blood and was sent flying. The monster in front of him was furious. It slapped Xiaoyu away. Xiaoyu's face turned ugly. The people of the Green clan roared. Damn it! The other elders sighed. Xiaoyu was also defeated. Then only Xiao Shiyu was left in the Xiao clan. Chapter 4590. At this moment, everyone's attention was on Xiao Shiyu. Xiao Shiyu's face turned pale. The destruction flood dragon in front of her was attacking fiercely, trying to break out of the seal. Lin Xian sneered. You want to break out? Suppress me. He took a step forward and roared. The roar of a dragon resounded through the 9 heavens and 10 lands. At this moment, the destruction serpent was prostrated on the ground. The surrounding demonic beasts were also forced to retreat, their bodies swaying unsteadily. The beasts roared as if they were worshipping their king. What's going on? Everyone was stunned. Does this kid have the bloodline of dragons? Just now, what was the situation? The people of Mountain Sea Palace were shocked. The people of Green Clan were shocked, and so were the other experts. Lin Xian did not care about these people. This time, he used his soul power to suppress the destruction flood dragon with his gaze. It formed a golden hand and pressed down on the destruction flood dragon's soul, destroying it continuously. The flood dragon of annihilation was originally terrified, but now it roared even louder. It no longer resisted. Hurry up, Shiyu. Shiyu nodded and seized the opportunity to attack. The destruction flood dragon wanted to resist, but at this moment, it seemed to see a pair of golden eyes looking down at it. If it dared to resist, its soul would be torn into pieces instantly. It did not dare to resist anymore, and it surrendered obediently. Was it subdued? The surrounding people were shocked and could not believe it. No one thought that Xiao Shiyu would succeed. They did not expect Xiao Shiyu to succeed. Of course, they knew that a large part of this was due to Lin Xian's efforts. Lin Xian's physique was too strong, and he directly defeated the destruction flood dragon. That's great. Xiao Shiyu cheered, but Xiao Yu's face was pale. Did he succeed? She had failed. She was still boasting that her strength had surpassed Lin Xian. But now she realized that it was ridiculous. Lin Xian had successfully subdued the destruction flood dragon, completely surpassing her. She lowered her head, feeling too ashamed to face the crowd. The people of Xiao clan were also shocked. The elders cheered, and the uncle gritted his teeth. Damn it! He couldn't believe it. Now his only hope was on young Master Qingchen. He hoped that young Master Qingchen would be able to deal with the two of them. Seeing that Xiao Shiyu had successfully subdued the destruction serpent dragon, Qingchen's face turned gloomy. Damn it! This had exceeded his expectations. He couldn't take it anymore. He didn't want to wait any longer. Boom! He urged the giant demonic elephant to sweep around. At the same time, his cold voice rang out. I don't think we need to wait any longer. Now is the time to begin. What? Should we start now? The surrounding people were all stunned. Some of them had yet to tame their demonic beasts. How do I start now? Lone Moon nodded. There was indeed no need to wait any longer. I think the first place will be decided among the few of us. Let's fight first. Although there were still some people who didn't succeed, those people couldn't threaten them at all. They also couldn't affect their rankings. They wanted to be the first to decide who would be the champion. After all, everyone wanted to obtain the seal of life and death. That's exactly what I was thinking. Mu Lingfeng stood beside the diamond ape and nodded. On the other side, Han Qiu said, Let's begin. The sea devil under her feet roared. and endless seawater spread in all directions. Is it going to start? The surrounding spectators were all nervous. The final battle was about to begin. The first place would be decided among the few of them. Of course, they excluded Xiaoxiu, because they felt that even if Xiaoxiu controlled the flood dragon, she wouldn't be able to get the first place. You can fight among yourselves first. I've already settled one of you. Qing Chen turned around and stared coldly at Xiaoxiu. I didn't expect you to make it this far. I'm really surprised. However, this battle is over. I'll defeat you personally. After it's over, I'll marry you. As for the brat beside you, I'll make him stay here forever. There's no need for him to live anymore. Everyone was shocked. They didn't expect Qing Chen's first battle to be against Xiaoxiu. No. The people of the Xiao clan were full of despair. Originally, they were very excited. Based on the current situation, Xiaoxiu wouldn't be able to get into the top 3. However, she would definitely get the 5th place, because none of the others could threaten the flood dragon of destruction. But now, if they had to defeat Xiaoxiu in advance, they might not even have a chance to get into the top 10, let alone the 5th place. If they missed this opportunity, the Xiao clan would suffer a great loss. At the thought of this, the clan leader of the Xiao clan stood up and said coldly, "Young Master Qing Chen, please calm down. This matter has nothing to do with Xiaoxiu. It's all because of this brat. This brat is really despicable. He has offended young Master Qing Chen. I hope young Master Qing Chen can kill this brat and let Xiaoxiu off. After all, we still have to get married." As soon as these words were spoken, the people of the Xiao clan fell silent. 2 elders stood up immediately. This time, the great elder and the second elder followed closely behind the clan leader of the Xiao clan. "Yes, that's right. I hope the Green clan won't start a war with us. Killing that brat should be able to appease your anger." The others remained silent. They knew that Xiaoxiu's current achievements were all because of Lin Xian. Were they going to give up on Lin Xian now? To be honest, some of them were embarrassed. For example, the third elder shook his head and sighed. He couldn't go against the clan leader. However, he wouldn't support him either. On the other hand, the 7th elder stood up and gritted his teeth. "You're really despicable. Back then, you used despicable means to get the position of the clan leader. Now, you want to embarrass the Xiao clan in front of everyone? Xiaoxiu's current achievements were all because of that young man. Now that you want to kill him, what would the world think of us? Are the people of the Xiao clan all ungrateful people? Great, they're going to fight." The eldest uncle sneered. "It's best if they perish together. This way he could reap the benefits." The clan leader of the Xiao clan said coldly, "7th elder, who allowed you to speak? I call the shots in the Xiao clan. Are you sure? I don't think Xiaoxiu is an ungrateful person. If you insist on doing this, Xiaoxiu and I will leave the Xiao clan from now on. The results of this competition have nothing to do with the Xiao clan." The 7th elder gritted his teeth and said. When Xiaoxiu heard this news, her face turned pale. These people were going to give up on Lin Xian? It was really too disappointing. When she heard her mother's words, she said, "That's right. If you insist on doing this, I'm willing to leave the Xiao clan." "Audacious! How dare you?" The clan leader of the Xiao clan snorted. "Do you know what you're saying? The Xiao clan has spent so many resources to nurture you. Now, you're saying that you don't belong to the Xiao clan." Chapter 4591. The surrounding clans and sects were in a heated discussion. Lin Xian laughed. "The clan leader of the Xiao clan, right?" He looked at the other party. "I think your position as the clan leader has come to an end. It's time for the Xiao clan to have a wise person as the clan leader." "Kid, are you trying to provoke me?" The eyes of the clan leader shrunk. How dare the other party threaten him? He even wanted to replace him as the clan leader? The others were shocked as well. The great elder and the second elder sneered. Is this young man crazy? No matter how strong he was, could he fight against their entire clan? The clan leader gritted his teeth. He couldn't wait to kill Lin Xian. In the next moment, he looked at young Master Qing Chen and said, "Young Master Qing Chen, please kill this kid. I promise that once the competition ends, we'll get married immediately." Lin Xian snorted. You want to kill me? This trash doesn't have the right. Also, I've said that your position as the clan leader has come to an end. Enjoy your last moments. Lin Xian ignored the other party. He turned his head and looked at Qingyu. Make your move. This time, I'll give you the most glorious ranking. Lin Xian was furious. He didn't expect the clan leader of the Xiao clan to be so disappointing. Not only was he helping Qingyu, but he was also helping the Xiao clan. However, since the other party wanted to kill him, there was no need for him to hold back. Anyway, he was here to help Xiao Mu and help Qingyu become the young clan leader. Since that was the case, he might as well replace the clan leader. Letting Xiao Mu return to the Xiao clan and become the clan leader was the best choice. At the thought of this, he took a deep breath and stared at Qingchen. Let's start with you. His eyes shone with a cold light. Qingchen sneered. How dare you release your killing intent on me? I'll make you regret it. He activated the giant demonic statue. The giant demonic statue emitted a terrifying aura as it walked forward. The destruction flood dragon stood up and roared. The terrifying sound and energy shook the 9 heavens, as if it was going to crack open. Everyone tensed up. This was going to be a fierce battle. However, young Master Qingchen would definitely be the winner. Make your move. Young Master Qingchen's eyes shone brightly as he controlled the giant demonic elephant to charge forward. Although the giant devil statue was huge, its speed was also extremely fast. It was like an ancient demonic mountain descending from the sky. The terrifying power caused the surrounding ground to crumble. The people on the square retreated one after another. The other demonic beasts also made way for them. Fortunately, the square was big enough, so the heavy people were able to make way for them. Xiao Shiyu naturally felt the immense pressure as well. To be honest, the other party's ability to control demonic beasts was stronger than his. This battle could be said to be not very big, but fortunately, she had Lin Xian. Lin Xian also said, Drizzle, use all your power to control it. Leave the rest to me. Lin Xian's eyes also shone with a sharp golden light. This time, he wanted to control it together with Xiao Shiyu. The destruction flood dragon let out a terrifying roar. Then, it charged forward, its destructive aura complementing it as it waved its dragon claws continuously. The two of them instantly clashed, causing the heavens to collapse and the earth to rend. Boom. The giant demonic elephant's body was too huge, much bigger than the destruction flood dragon. In an instant, the destruction flood dragon was sent flying. The people of the Green Clan laughed. As expected, the difference between the two parties was huge. However, the result was shocking. The giant demonic elephant roared crazily as a wound appeared on its body. Saint blood dripped down, shocking everyone. The giant demonic elephant was injured in one blow? It was really unbelievable. Was the destruction flood dragon that powerful? No, the people of the Mountain Sea Palace shook their heads. Although the destruction flood dragon's bloodline grade was high, it had just reached the Middle Saint King realm. In terms of cultivation, it was much weaker than the giant demonic elephant. Both parties were evenly matched. It was impossible to injure the giant demonic elephant in an instant. It should be because the person controlling the demonic beast was very powerful. Was it Xiao Shiyu? They didn't think so. Everyone turned to look at Lin Xian. This young man not only had a strong physique, but also a powerful soul. In terms of controlling demonic beasts, he was definitely terrifying. Elder Ruochen looked at the scene and smiled. Very good, it was finally going to start. Qing Chen's face turned ugly. He had vowed that he could easily kill the opponent, but now his giant demonic elephant was injured in the first round. It was a slap to his face. Damn it! The eye of the blade in his eyes burst out. He kept urging the giant demonic elephant to appear in his soul and roar to the sky. The runes on its body flickered and healed the wound. Then it rushed out again. On the other side, the destruction flood dragon also rushed out and the two parties fought again. Every time they fought, the crowd would exclaim. This demonic beast was much stronger than a human of the same level. Terrifying power and destructive chi filled the entire square. The surrounding demonic beasts were also roaring. The giant demonic elephant was powerful, but Qing Chen was not weak either. Therefore, in the battle, the destruction flood dragon was also injured. A crack appeared on its body, and even its bones could be seen. Dragon blood dyed his body red, but his eyes shone with a cold light. At this moment it was being controlled. It would not retreat because of the pain and injury. Instead, it attacked even more fiercely. Not only that, but some of his divine abilities had also reached the acme of perfection. For example, the chi of annihilation. Even the dragon scales on his body had turned into a blade of annihilation, slashing down from the sky with the power to destroy everything. This attack was really terrifying. It was as if it was performed by a peerless sword saint. The giant demonic elephant resisted with all its might, but it was still sent flying and its body was split open. The whole world was also split into two by this attack. The surrounding people were shocked. The elders of the Mountain Sea Palace stood up and exclaimed. This was a bloodline superpower. They did not expect the destruction flood dragon to be so powerful. Elder Ruachan said with a smile. No, under normal circumstances, the destruction flood dragon would not be able to defeat the giant demonic elephant. It should be the beast tamer who was powerful. Those people were stunned. How could it be? Their young master Qingqian could not defeat the opponent. They felt like they were dreaming. The clan leader of the Xiao clan was also pale. His body was trembling. Was this the person he wanted to kill? Damn it! He was even more powerful than young master Qingqian. If he had known, he would have tried to rope him in. But it was too late to say anything now. He had to kill the opponent. Otherwise, if Xiao Shiyu achieved good results, he would be in danger. After all, he could not compete with the Mountain Sea Palace. Qingqian was also stunned. This was not just a slap in the face. It made his confidence feel threatened. He had lost to the opponent. Damn it! He could not stand it. The eye of the blade condensed and pushed the giant demonic elephant. The giant demonic elephant roared, and its split body merged. The giant demonic elephant was a middle-stage Saint King. Naturally, it would not be killed by a single attack, but it was still injured. Damn it, take out your bloodline ability and kill him for me. Chapter 4592. The giant demonic elephant roared into the sky. His body changed again, becoming half human and half elephant. His fist could suppress hell. Giant demonic elephant fist. However, his bloodline superpower was extremely powerful. Its power was enough to split the heavens and earth. The horrifying fist fell from the sky, sweeping across the 9 heavens and charging towards the destruction serpent. The destruction serpent was instantly drowned by the fist. Its body shrunk and shook like a bolt of lightning. A destructive aura appeared on its body. Then it flew past the fist shadow and came to the giant demonic elephant again. Its body seemed to have turned into a demonic blade, and cut the giant demonic elephant's body open again. Demonic blood filled the air. Then the serpent quickly retreated. The entire process was smooth and completed in the blink of an eye. When the crowd came back to their senses, they realized that the giant demonic elephant was injured again. Countless people were in an uproar. What a powerful control technique. This Xiao Shiyu had concealed her strength so deeply. She was a top-notch beast-taming genius. Those from the beast-taming families were also shocked and started discussing. Those from the Mountain Sea Palace were equally shocked. It seemed that they had underestimated Xiao Shiyu. That was great. On the Xiao clan's side, the 7th elder cheered. His daughter's talent was indisputable. The 3rd elder had a complicated expression. He did not know whether he should congratulate or say something. Xiao Shiyu's uncle was gritting his teeth. Damn it! His talent definitely surpassed his daughter's. He had to find a way to get rid of him. He looked at the clan leader and said something through voice transmission. The clan leader's eyes lit up. He looked at the Xiao clan's uncle and nodded. In the next moment he stood up and said, "Young Master Qingqian, our Xiao clan's phantom sound has a flaw." What? As soon as he said that, everyone was stunned. Those from the Xiao clan were also shocked. The 7th elder shouted angrily, "Are you going to tell him the secret of the Xiao clan? You're a sinner of the Xiao clan." The 3rd elder also stood up and said, "Clan leader, you can't do that. The Xiao clan is in danger of being destroyed." Those from the surrounding families and sects were also shocked. They did not expect the clan leader of the Xiao clan to go crazy and reveal the secret of the Xiao clan. Was it just to kill a young man? The Xiao clan's uncle stood up and said, "Don't worry, the clan leader will only send a voice transmission to young Master Qingchen. Soon the two families would be connected by marriage. Young Master Qingchen was considered one of their own. This way, it wouldn't be considered as revealing the secrets of the Xiao clan to an outsider. Therefore, there wouldn't be much impact." The third elder frowned, but he had no choice but to do it. The seventh elder was indeed very straightforward. She snorted coldly. What a load of nonsense. He didn't expect the two of them to be so shameless. The clan leader of the Xiao clan had indeed said that he had already made his decision. Moreover, young Master Qingchen was not an outsider. Hence, this was not considered breaking the rules of the Xiao clan. After saying that, he began to transmit his voice. Countless people were shocked when they saw this scene. The people of the Mountain Sea Temple also frowned. This was a matter of the Xiao clan. They had no right to interfere. The people of the Green clan raised the corner of their mouth and smiled. Haha, this is great. Telling Qingchen is equivalent to telling the whole family. Initially, he thought that it would be troublesome to deal with the Xiao clan even after the marriage. From the looks of it, things were much simpler now. Now that they knew the greatest secret of the hallucinatory melody, they could quickly eliminate the Xiao clan. At that time, the power of the Green clan would definitely double, or even multiply several times. At the thought of this, all of them became excited. Xiao Shiyu's face turned pale. Damn it, such a family was really despairing. Lin Xian's face was also cold. It seemed that he was right. Such a person was not qualified to be the clan leader. His eyes were filled with cold killing intent. On the other hand, Qingchen laughed. Very good, he now knew about the hallucinatory melody. With this, it would be much easier for him to deal with Xiao Shiyu. He only needed to target the weakness of the hallucinatory melody. All superpowers had their weaknesses. He also had the eye of the saber wind. However, this was the greatest secret of the Xiao clan. Outsiders would not know about it. Now that she knew the secret of the Xiao clan, he would definitely win this battle. Kill. With a roar, Qingchen charged out. The giant devil wanted to attack crazily. The destruction flood dragon dodged again. However, this time, it was sent flying by a punch from the giant devil. Countless cracks appeared on its body and half of its bones were broken. Everyone exclaimed. It seemed that Xiao Shiyu was really being targeted. Xiao Shiyu's face turned pale. She controlled the destruction flood dragon, and quickly recovered. Then, she used the blade of destruction again. However, this time the blade of destruction was blocked. Then, the flood dragon was sent flying again. Even Xiao Shiyu was forced to retreat. Blood dripped from the corner of her mouth. Her face turned pale. Not only had the destruction serpent been injured, but she had also been injured by the attack. Her soul was affected. Damn it, she really gave the hallucinatory melody to the other party. How could she continue fighting? Xiao Shiyu felt hopeless. She originally thought that she had a high chance of winning. This time, she would definitely make it to the top 10 or even the top 5. However, everything was gone now. She looked at Lin Xian with a pale face. Young Master Lin, I've let you down. Thank you for helping me so much. Lin Xian looked solemn. He said, You're tired. Leave the rest to me. I'll help you punish these people. Haha, both of you can go to hell. Qingchen continued to emit a terrifying radiance. The giant devil roared and its body grew bigger. Another punch landed. No. On the Xiao clan's side, the seventh elder was in despair. He was about to faint. The third elder also closed his eyes. The other elders also sighed. The Xiao clan was going to suffer a disastrous decline in the future. This time, their strength would definitely be greatly reduced. The eldest uncle of the Xiao clan sneered. The clan leader of the Xiao clan also had a cold look in his eyes. Although his family had suffered heavy losses this time, being able to kill a genius was enough for him. This way, no one would be able to threaten him. Xiao Shiyu's jade flute fell to the ground. She felt that her soul was being suppressed. The other party was targeting the hallucinatory melody. She was powerless to resist. The destruction flood dragon roared. and its body fell to the ground. There were many cracks on its body. Everything was over. Elder Black Tortoise said calmly in the Mountain Sea Palace. Elder Yin Luo snorted. How could you accept such a person as your disciple? What a joke. Elder Black Tortoise did not refute. To be honest, he also felt that this matter was too much. However, there was nothing he could say. Boom. Just when everyone thought that this battle was over, a dragon's roar resounded through the 9 heavens. The destruction flood dragon exploded with a terrifying aura. His body grew to a few thousand meters. Like a coiling dragon, he charged out. The power of destruction collided with the opponent's fist. It was earth-shattering. The destruction flood dragon retreated. Countless cracks appeared on the opponent's fist. How could this be? Chapter 4593. The people from the Green Clan were stunned. Even the people from the Mountain Sea Palace were shocked. Xiao Shiyu opened her eyes and looked at the scene in front of her. She was stunned. What's going on? The destruction serpent still had the strength to fight back. She turned her head and looked at Lin Xian in shock. It was Lin Xian's attack. At this moment, Lin Xian had an extremely terrifying soul aura, which made her feel terrified. The entire place was silent for a long time before it was filled with exclamations. Oh my God! What did I just see? He survived. This is unbelievable. This Xiao Shiyu is too powerful. Some of the elders said. No, it's not Xiao Shiyu. It's the young man beside her. Exclamations of shock were heard as countless gazes landed on Lin Xian. Qing Chen's face turned ugly. Damn it, it's all because of this brat. He always sabotaged me at the most crucial moment. Now he could still fight back? The uncle of the Xiao clan was dumbfounded. The leader of the Xiao clan stood up and gritted his teeth. This is the power of the hallucination song. How can you use it? He roared crazily. The surrounding people were even more shocked. They recalled the power of the hallucination song and realized that it was true. This brat isn't from the Xiao clan. He should be Xiao Shiyu's helper. How can an outsider know the hallucination song? An outsider who knows the hallucination song? Everyone thought of Xiao Shiyu immediately. She was the only one who could do it. The uncle of the Xiao clan jumped up and shouted coldly. Xiao Shiyu, how dare you teach an outsider the secret art of the Xiao clan? Do you know your crime? His shout shook the heavens and the earth. The people from the surrounding clans and sects were also discussing animatedly. However, the 7th elder sneered. Why did you jump out to stop it? Isn't the clan leader breaking the rules by teaching the hallucination song to someone from the Green Clan? The 7th elder thought that his daughter, Xiao Shiyu, was the one who taught it to Lin Xian. The uncle of the Xiao clan snorted. 7th elder, you have to understand that the Xiao clan and the Green Clan are connected by marriage. After the marriage, the 2 clans are considered as one family. How could young Master Qing Chen be considered an outsider? This Lin Xian was just an assistant. What qualifications did he have to obtain the illusory melody? I suggest that we suppress him and erase his memory. It would be better to just kill him. The Great Elder and the 2nd Elder also shouted coldly. The clan leader of the Xiao clan stood up. His voice was piercingly cold. Drizzle, I didn't expect that you would dare to impart the ultimate art of your clan to others. Do you know your crime? Xiao Shiyu was also shocked. She did not understand why Lin Xian knew the illusory melody. Even now he still felt that this was a mystery. If the other party was so strong, why would he come to the Xiao clan? Why would he help her? Both parties did not know each other before this. She was finding it harder and harder to understand Lin Xian. Lin Xian turned around and looked at the clan leader of the Xiao clan. He sneered. Why? Do you have the cheek to talk to me? You said that Qing Chen is one of us. Then let me ask you. Is he married to Xiao Yu now? Not yet, right? Since he hasn't, then he must be an outsider. Besides, who could be sure that they would get married in the future? As a clan leader, you imparted the skill to an outsider. What right do you have to criticize Xiao Yu? I think you should get lost as soon as possible because you don't have the cheek to stay here. The clan leader of the Xiao clan was so angry that he was trembling. Damn it, how dare a junior criticize him like this? Kid, no matter what you say, you have obtained the illusory melody of the Shao clan. I won't let you live today. Lin Xian laughed. Is that so? If I can't live after obtaining the illusory melody of the Shao clan, then what about me? Lin Xian pointed at Qing Chen and said coldly. He had also obtained the illusory melody. Moreover, I can guarantee that Xiao Shiyu will enter the top 5 and even get the first place. At that time, with the backing of the Mountain Sea Palace, Xiao Shiyu can object to this marriage. Can the Shao clan resist? As soon as he said this, everyone was shocked. The clan leader of the Shao clan narrowed his eyes. He was most afraid of this outcome. Therefore, he would not allow the two of them to continue competing. Seeing this, Lin Xian sneered. Can't resist, right? In that case, Qing Chen would be an outsider. But he has obtained the illusory melody. Are you going to kill him too? Not good. The people of the Green clan stood up abruptly with shock in their eyes. If that was the case, the Shao clan would definitely fight with their lives on the line. After all, this was a secret of the clan. Nonsense. The clan leader of the Shao clan is Lung He. I know Xiao Shiyu's strength. She is not qualified to be valued by the Mountain Sea Palace. Therefore, this marriage must go on. Your assumptions are not valid. Lin Xian sneered. Xiao Shiyu is the #1 genius of the Shao clan. As the clan leader, not only did you not encourage her, you even suppressed her. What kind of clan leader are you? You don't deserve to be the clan leader. Presumptuous. The clan leader roared. No matter what you say, I'm still the clan leader now. I can mobilize all my forces. Do you want to start a war with the Shao clan? Everyone was stunned. They had not expected such a situation to occur at this point in the competition. This young man is really unlucky. First, he offended young Master Qing Chen. Then, he offended the clan leader of the Shao clan. These two people could represent two big clans. He had offended two top clans. Let's see how he will die. Countless people were discussing. Lin Xian put his hands behind his back and sneered. He was not afraid at all. At this moment, a cold voice rang out between heaven and earth. I'm the one who taught him the phantom melody. Do you have a problem with that? Who are you? The clan leader of the Shao clan shouted. Who are you? Why do you know the phantom melody of the Shao clan? Could it be that the phantom melody has been spread out before this? The people of the Shao clan were also surprised. They sent out their powerful souls to investigate. At this moment, a figure walked over from the horizon. This person was wearing an ancient robe and had gray hair. At first he walked slowly. However, after a few steps, he arrived near the square. He stood in the air and looked down coldly. Who are you? The eyes of the clan leader of the Shao clan were shining. The other elders of the Shao clan were also on guard. They must take down this person today. They must not let the phantom melody be spread out again. The seventh elder's pupils shrank. He stood up abruptly with his eyes wide open. She felt an aura, but she could not be sure. Impossible. That person had disappeared for thousands of years. How could he appear again? The figure in the sky shouted coldly. Shaoli, you have really disappointed me. I did not expect you to do such a thing. Where are the rules of the Shao clan? You are indeed not fit to be the clan leader of the Shao clan. The eyes of the clan leader of the Shao clan shrank. Who are you? How dare you call me by my name? Who is this person? The figure in the sky stood with his hands behind his back and said loudly, I'm Xiaomu. The surrounding people were stunned. They were puzzled. Is this person also from the Shao clan? However, the eyes of the clan leader of the Shao clan shrank. He jumped up and cold sweat flowed down his back. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.